Let's go. Let's go. If you understand.
Yeah, Focus, are you ready?
It's G-Pac today.
Oh, G-Pac. Oh, my God. Thug Passion.
Reverb Experiment episode number 22. All I'm missing is my Thug Passion.
Yeah.
My Hennessy.
Yeah. And Brenda.
Riding on my enemies.
Where's Brenda? Brenda had a baby.
Someone tell him to stop.
This nigga brought the bandana and the T-shirt.
And the T-shirt.
These niggas got the same head, though,
I just need to know.
cool.
I just need the nose ring, man. I just need the nose ring.
I ain't arguing with nobody this episode.
That's a lie.
Stop the cap.
Because in warm-ups, in the podcast pre-debates,
It got
warm up by
spicy.
arguing.
It got spicy
It
going
got a
over the
little
nose.
spicy.
You know most people like rubber baby buggy bumper. Well, I heard.
this.
It got a little spicy. So for this episode, y'all definitely want to tune in.
Wasabi.
We are going to talk about cancel culture.
Cancel.
We are going to talk about if withholding sex is a legit reason to cheat. We're going to talk about Swizz and Timbo selling Verzuz.
She looked at this nigga, man. She gave a straight face.
She coming straight
I
for me.
said I ain't arguing. I ain't
It's too late.
It's not arguing. It's healthy debates.
I feel the spirit of argumentation in this room.
We're going to talk about
Argughost.
Swizz and Tim selling Verzuz to Triller. And we're going to talk about the royal family drama. And we're also going to talk about Moneybag Joe with the stimmy.
It's a pandemic.
It's
Let's
a
go.
pandemic.
We out here.
No, never broke again.
NBA
Reverb.
Biden.
That boy putting his bid in for term 2 already.
And he gonna get it.
He gotta come harder than that.
Oh, see, that's a bougie ass nigga. Not even happy.
And we're going to talk
She
about
one of those like that 1400 ain't nothing.
1400 ain't nothing to me.
Take them student
But
loans.
she like $20 to get in.
This nigga been getting that reverb money. She don't care about that 1400.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to talk about it. So
Hair
before
done
we
every
get into the topics, we want to thank everybody listening via Apple Podcast. If you are not listening to Apple Podcast, then please follow on Apple Podcasts. Everybody's listening via Spotify. If you're not listening via Spotify, follow as well. YouTube, all the YouTube viewership, we thank you guys as well. YouTube has been going up. If you are not following the YouTube, please subscribe and hit the bell so that way you can be notified whenever we have a new episode.
Yeah.
We also want to thank everybody else that's listening via other platforms like Google Podcasts and whatnot. We want to thank everybody that's been supporting us on Instagram and on Facebook and Twitter as well. We've not been as active on Twitter, but if you're following us on Twitter, we thank you too. And we want to thank everybody that has left a review. If you have not left a review and you have enjoyed our platform,
What are you waiting for?
please leave a review on Apple Podcasts, and then we will read those reviews on the air. If you do not have Apple, just leave a review on our Instagram or on our Facebook, and
The
we will
Reverb
definitely read that.
Nation.
Or you can also send an email to the reverbexperiment@gmail.com. We want to hear from our listeners. We want to connect with you guys, and we would love to hear your guys'
I
feedback.
think we don't get too many reviews because they just really just go to the Reverb Nation and we just have it out.
Yeah.
And so I think that's where people really just
Yeah. Well, we're coming up on a year.
yeah.
I believe it's May 22nd. So we would love to hear how you guys have enjoyed us. So that way, again, we can either improve or, we just want to we want to connect with you guys. We want to connect with the listeners.
The group is growing a lot.
The group is growing. Instagram's growing. Facebook's growing. YouTube's growing.
It's
Everybody's
going up.
It's all going
It's
up.
up and it's stuck.
Hey.
And lawsuits.
All right.
That's what's about to be up.
That one's up. It's stuck.
It's stuck.
There go that stimmy.
Nigga that hired a lawyer off the stimmy. Come
Hey,
on,
look.
REB.
My stimmy been spent.
It's already gone. Before you get while it's pending, you already got it. Already know where it's
When
going
I
to go.
casted my vote, I was like, yeah, I know what I'm doing with that 1,400.
I think most people did. So before we get any further, we want to introduce everybody that's on the pod. This is G_Focus.
Focus.
A.K.A. G-Pac. To my left, we got Steph.net, the queen.
What's good?
To her left, we have Rajeo, the king.
Rajeo.
And to his left, we have Photo B, the king.
Loud ass Photo B.
Photo Inc.
feel me?
Photo ink in the building.
You know what I'm saying?
This nigga came in here hella vaselinated.
Animation's
little-
not dry. You feel me? It's fresh.
Got the little dragon tattoo. I'm like, okay, Cisco.
With the
Got
pink
the
hat.
new tag.
With the pink. This nigga got the tennis visor. He got a game after the show.
Oh, you know it, boy. You know it. Hair all out. Smacking shit like Serena.
So before we get into the show, I mean, how we feeling, man? Feels like the economy is opening up.
I feel rejuvenated.
We got a new Drake project on the way. That means things are
Man.
probably looking pretty good for the summer.
Yes.
Man.
or sad.
Or sad.
Drake brings the
Drake always gives us a summer bop.
Thank you. Don't play with him. Don't play with
Oh,
him.
I forgot. She is a Drake stan for
We
sure.
had Coming to America 2 drop.
Which was good. I don't care what nobody say. I was weak. as
It
hell.
was-
It's the nostalgia for me, man.
I was
'cause,
dying.
It was cool. It was an Eddie Murphy movie. It was nothing to be like super excited about. Like they try to make it to be like,
You
it
know
was like,
what?
oh, Come to America 2 was gonna
This
be.
was
it was
this
cool.
was the new generation Eddie Murphy because he couldn't do the stuff that he was doing back in the day.
Exactly.
So he had to
It
make
still
sure
felt- it
that
still-
he didn't get in trouble off this movie.
It still felt like it still had the same energy like Norbit and Clumps
Of
and all
course,
that.
of
That's the energy that I got from it. It wasn't like it wasn't hella funny, but it was like corny funny for the most part. You know what I mean? It was Eddie Murphy funny.
Well, it was
Not
PG-13.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I
yeah.
think they were kind of trying to go more towards a family
Exactly.
oriented.
I liked it. I feel like again it was for the new generation. I think we need to accept the fact that it's just a new generation. Everything is not really catered towards us anymore. We old, bruh. I think we be forgetting that. We not really the target demographic
Who's
all
we?
the time.
You speak for yourself, Grandma.
Who's we?
I forgot you young. We know you young. He ain't even
Not
But
there
you
yet.
know what I'm saying.
He
Not
still
there
got
Like,
breast milk on his breath.
And that's fine.
but you know what I'm saying? Like
It ain't my mama's though.
No, I know what
you
you're saying.
gotta
Who was the intended audience?
right. And if it was PG-13,
Then we know who the intended
it really
audience
wasn't our
Yeah.
yeah. So.
I think we missed a joke.
I sure did.
I said the nigga still got breast milk on his breath. He goes, but it's not my mama's.
All right.
Hey, it's been that kind of morning. And then this nigga wonder why nobody wanted to go for the love of Photo B.
We're not even
Right.
we're not even gonna
Oh,
dissect
boy.
that. We're not even gonna
boy.
dissect that.
It's probably four tits the way polygamy B move. You know what I'm saying?
I can't.
Man,
I can't.
4 sets.
So you put them together, call them udders?
Udders.
Y'all childish.
My milk cabinet.
Everybody else is laughing except for y'all. The
'Cause
whole
y'all-
room
'cause look,
laughing.
'cause we
The
grown.
whole room laughing.
We-
Everybody, look at this nigga crying.
We
Crying.
grown.
The whole room laughing. You niggas don't got no sense of humor no more.
He a baby
Y'all
too.
hella try.
What I say about target audience?
We almost 10 minutes in. We ain't talked about shit.
This nigga crying.
y'all.
Everybody else laughing. You can hear Tyson loud ass outside. I be got to turn him down too in the edits. This nigga
I'm
don't even get in the room. This nigga turned the mic. He learned it.
For those that are new listeners to the Reverb Experiment podcast, usually we like getting right into the topics.
Shit, I fucking
But
cried.
today's just a funny day. All right, so I
Hey,
guess
niggas,
this is a
niggas
good.
got stimulus checks, bro. Everybody in good moods.
Niggas acting new because of stimmies.
Brand new.
I just been getting paid. The stimmy ain't hit yet.
Oh.
That's that reverb.
Oh, okay.
That's new.
Nate said I ain't got paid yet.
Where my money at?
He said I'm waiting on my check.
Hey, make sure we rob this nigga as soon as the show is over. He got the bandana on. He already ready to rob the nigga.
That was a somebody owe me money, but I see him spending it.
But you stunting. But where my money at?
That's a you owe me money. I see you having a good time in Vegas.
Oh, word.
You at All Star Weekend.
In a U-Haul. In a U-Haul. Cold as fuck.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Y'all want to go camping? Yeah, I got this U-Haul.
This U-Haul.
All right. Okay, I'm sorry.
So for reference, the reason why we said that was because there was some reports
Video.
that I guess people were renting out U-Hauls in Atlanta for All-Star Weekend instead of renting out hotels.
That's a good idea.
It's
I
a
don't
mobile
I don't
home.
care what y'all say.
It's a mobile
That's a
home.
terrible idea.
It's a mobile home.
got a mobile
Hey,
hostel.
one thing about Steph, she gonna cape for black people, man. Even if it's a horrible
Hey, that's
idea.
a good idea.
It ain't.
Yes, it is.
Not for the weekend.
Okay.
I'm talking about just in general. That's a good business opportunity.
It's a good
Okay,
business
you're saying
opportunity
business
if you do it-
opportunity.
If you know how to do it right.
That's what I'm
I'll be-
saying. It's not a good idea because black people did it and they did it half-assed.
No.
But as soon as white people monetize that shit,
If you monetize it, it's fine. I'm just saying for the weekend.
So we're gonna start seeing U-Hauls or Airbnbs.
I don't know.
no, we gonna see the van life.
No,
Where
they
they-
already have those.
Somebody
They already
gonna
have those.
exactly.
Yeah,
They're gonna
if-
convert that shit and let people rent that shit out.
If it's converted into something that is actually livable, yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's
If
what I'm
you
saying.
are sleeping next to a
Shit, they
dolly
rent RVs. You sleeping next to a dolly.
I'm just saying that
Little moving
it-
straps.
on a hard ass floor.
I'm saying it has the makings.
with the fucking with the
To be a
nails
good
with the
idea.
nails in it.
Yeah.
Because you got that the bed. Hell, no,
Yes,
that's
there is a
terrible
making.
idea.
Yes, I would.
That's
I would
the
agree with
makings
that.
of,
There's a
and
making.
I feel like that happens a lot with black people. A lot of shit we do be like ghetto
They
until
already have
somebody
that. It's
finds
called
a
an
way.
RV.
That's what I'm saying. They're gonna
It's
start
like
renting
called an
RVs.
RV, nigga. It's called an RV. They got beds. And
I
shit
mean, that's what I'm
already.
saying. It's a phenomenon on YouTube about van life and people converting vans, which I'm like, it's
I'm not okay.
Vans,
a
Van,
school
small.
buses.
It's a small RV.
van
basically.
life is cool.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I can see if you could you take a girl back to the van. Where we going after the game, nigga? On 5th and 16th,
Mobile.
nigga.
Well, you know niggas ain't gonna do
I'm
that.
out here right by the chicken and waffles.
Niggas
Why
gonna
don't you
make up
come
a
out
whole
here?
big old story. Oh man, they messed up my reservation at the hotel. They double booked it, so I had to book me a van. You know how it is.
Nah, but what if it's your van? Don't you take pride in that? Like, look, little baby, I got this van.
Not an All-Star Weekend.
Shit.
Women are going to All-Star Weekend to find niggas that got the bag, not the niggas that got a van.
It's not a lot. It's not a lot of niggas with the bag. Chicks
At
is
All-Star
willing to
Weekend,
go.
it's for show niggas at All-Star Weekend with the fucking bag. Ball players,
Yeah,
their
there are, but I'm
entourage.
saying a lot of.
Yes.
You feel like that's why people go?
Of
Yes.
course.
Yes.
That's why else
Yes.
would
Why else
strippers
would you?
go?
Why else would
Because
you stack
it's finna
8
be
people?
popping.
Why else would
And
you
they're gonna
stack
make a lot of money.
Popping with bread.
A lot of money.
I feel like I don't know.
That's because you're not
Niggas
about
go
that
for the
life.
women.
You know the life. You ain't about that.
Nigga.
But
Yeah.
I'm saying I would
Niggas go for the
want to
women.
go just because it's gonna be hella parties. It's because it's
Right.
obviously it's All Star Weekend. So
No,
why
but I'm
wouldn't you
saying
wanna
if
go?
you are going to find somebody,
Nigga, if you went in a U-Haul,
you're thinking you're going to find somebody that is established.
It started from a
Yes.
U-Haul. Now I'm on a yacht. You just never know. You
You
never
feel
know
me?
what's gonna happen.
I mean, but
You
you
hold
can say
this
that
lifestyle.
about any event that people are just going to find somebody with a bag just because it's an event.
Well, I'm
Yes.
saying if you're going for that reason,
Bro,
if you're going for that reason, you're not going to go home with the nigga that's in the U-Haul.
That's facts.
I think sometimes we, as people, want to go places because we know it's gonna be a lot of black people there.
It'll be popping. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm not saying no.
But what we are saying from our experience, when I've gone, it's just been, nigga. The first thing they ask you is, nigga, where you staying? First thing when you talk to somebody, where you staying? What hotel you staying at? So they can gauge your finances and see if you're the nigga with the bag.
Look, I'm gonna go next year.
If we don't throw $100,000 in ones, we're probably not getting.
Oh, yeah, I'm
Different
not
people go for different reasons.
Look, I'm a fun ass nigga.
Different
I know
people.
you. This nigga
diff-
gonna
di-
trick.
different
this
people.
photo be gonna trick. So
I
we
ain't
gonna
gonna-
go with him.
No,
You not gonna trick?
no.
I can't
He
see you not
said
tricking.
no. Did you
Can't
see his
you
face?
not-
Aren't you tricking in some shape, form, or fashion?
Like literally right now.
No. Yeah.
Wait,
No, I'm talking about no. We're talking about him.
no.
If you go to All-Star Weekend,
Uh-huh.
you're going to have to spend some kind of money, right?
That don't.
No, hold on. Follow me. Hold on.
I'm trying to get on the
Hold on.
yellow brick road.
I'm on your side this
Hold
time.
on. Hold on.
Technicalities.
Follow the logic. Just follow the
Yellow
logic.
brick road.
So, you said no?
No.
Okay, so are you going to go buy a new outfit? Hold on.
For
Just
myself?
follow the logic. Is it for you or is it for the women?
You better not lie. You better not fucking say it's for yourself. Because then you just sound just as bad as these chicks out there. We were talking the other week.
We going to follow the logic here.
So
gonna
you
buy-
want to look good for the chicks, not
Yes.
because you just
Yes or
want to
no?
look good.
I mean, both. What? Oh, hold on.
See,
Hold
look.
on. Wait. No.
Hold
No,
on.
no,
This
that's
sound-
not
hold on,
fair.
hold on,
No,
hold
I
on,
had
hold
the
on.
double
Hold
standard
on.
right here.
Yeah, hold on, 'cause you
check
gotta
out.
get-
Check out.
hold
That's
on.
unfair bullshit.
This sound
That's
real
unfair
similar to the
bullshit.
sexual
That's
assault
unfair.
conversation.
No,
Doing to
it's-
us?
No,
I know.
check out.
That's
No,
not
check out.
unfair.
No, check out.
That's
It's
not unfair.
No, it's unfair bullshit.
Nah, 'cause that's
It's
the same way we
unfair
treat the
bullshit.
women,
I'm
fam.
about to get on your
How
ass
often-
in a minute.
How often do you buy clothes that you don't like? That you don't look good in?
If I'm single,
Never.
Are
if
you
I-
ever buying
hold
clothes
on.
that you don't look good
It's
in?
different. Hold on.
No, single or
no,
not?
No, listen, I'm gonna answer your question.
Oh,
If
I
I'm-
told you. I felt the
if I'm
spirit of
single-
argument.
If I'm single Yes, I'm going to buy clothes that I like, but I'm also going to buy clothes that I feel like I look good in to attract whoever I want to get. Especially if I'm going to All-Star Weekend.
So, okay, let me ask. So, being in a relationship, you're not going to buy any new clothes?
I buy clothes that I like.
It's
I've
the
already
same
got the
shit.
He's already captured the
woman.
person that he has.
What's the difference, though?
I already got the
It
woman.
ain't one.
But if I buy clothes that I like and shit, I'm automatically doing it to somebody
No,
else?
we're talking about All-Star Weekend.
Thank you.
We're not
All-Star
talking. Hold on.
Weekend?
We're not
I'm not
talking.
wearing. I'm not only wearing that outfit at All-Star Weekend. My
Photo
clothes have
beat.
longevity.
See,
First
look,
off,
no,
first
he's not-
off,
he
this
ain't being
nigga plans
honest.
on being naked most of the time anyway. Fucking
No,
outfit.
that's not what I'm saying. No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. What
outfit.
I'm saying is when
That's
you're
all.
going to All-Star Weekend, you are
You
going
wanna
to
show up in
buy
your best.
your
You wanna
best
show up in your
outfit,
best, for sure.
right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy you gonna buy your best outfit no matter where
That's,
the fuck
that's
you
not
going.
tricking.
Steph,
That's
Steph,
not tricking.
Steph,
How's that tricking?
you didn't follow the yellow brick road, my man.
Yeah, follow the yellow brick road. He's trying to lead you down.
Steph,
lead me down.
we
That's
understand.
what I'm
Ease on
saying.
down.
You
Ease
see-
on down
you
the
see how
road.
it feels when
Steph.
people try to tell you
Steph.
your intent.
Steph, women are different. This is a man thing right here. We gonna follow it. All right.
All right.
When you go to a club in All-Star Weekend, obviously the money is going to be way more expensive than what it usually will be. Correct. So you're going to end up spending that more money because of who's inside. Yes.
Okay.
Are you going to probably maybe look at getting a VIP booth?
No.
Most niggas will.
Most niggas ain't me.
Okay. Most niggas will. We're talking about most
check this out.
niggas.
Most niggas get VIP booths
Okay.
and sit around not doing shit. I'm not that
They
type of
get
nigga.
it,
They
but
get
they do it for
VIP
the
rules
women.
because the women
Because of the women there will want to be there.
And that's boring as fuck. Standing in the booth, standing around not doing shit, just like sitting down doing that shit, is boring as
Most
fuck.
niggas don't just sit down in the booth and don't do shit.
Nah, nigga, we
I
pop
hate
bottles.
that shit.
What?
We pop bottles and we wait for all the thirsties to walk up, and
Right,
and
just
then we
standing
take our
there, just
pick.
standing there. I don't do that shit because I don't like purposely flexing like that. That is a obvious flex.
Says the other
I
nigga
wanna
with
have
hella
fun.
chains on his neck right now.
Says the other nigga who does too.
I said, says the other nigga. I didn't say that I'm not flexing, nigga.
All I'm
big
saying-
balling, bro.
Look,
I'm
your
not
shit
even
real.
denying.
What I'm saying,
All right, this nigga said my shit real.
Your shit real.
Your shit real too.
all the shit real.
I mean,
all
when-
I'm
Look.
trying to say is when you are going to an event like that.
Another thing you
No,
said
I
is
feel
me
like
tricking
an
on somebody
event
else.
like that already has a bad reputation. So that's why everybody says what y'all are saying, because it has a bad reputation. But at the end of the day, it's an event with black people, and that's just what it is. Like,
For some people, but I'm saying for most men that are going down there that are looking to
bro,
get
we're
famous
definitely
women-
going down there to go get
check
the chick,
check this out. Right now, what you're asking me if I'm doing, you're not asking if I'm gonna be tricking. You're asking if I'm peacocking.
Yeah,
No, there's a
but-
difference. There's a difference.
No, there
if I'm
is.
tricking,
'Cause
I'm not spending money on somebody else.
I peacock
I'm
every
buying
day.
all my shit. I'm
I
not
feel
buying
like-
nobody no clothes. I'm not buying nobody no drinks.
I feel like I feel
Unless
like
she actually, if she at the crib and she kicking it, I'm gonna buy a bottle so we can drink and shit.
So
I'm
you're
gonna-
not,
she kicking-
you're
we
not
kicking
buying,
this shit,
you're
I'm
not
buying
buying,
food.
you're not buying drinks at the bar.
I'm not buying drinks at the bar.
I don't believe that.
I believe him.
I'm not buying
I
drinks
ain't
at the
either.
bar.
Me either.
I don't.
You know
I don't
why?
need to
'Cause
buy
I'm
drinks at the
not.
bar.
Me either. I'm
You
not
don't
buying
need to
no drinks.
because
hell,
First off, I don't need you to get drunk. You want to be cool? We can cool. If you already been drinking, you already been drinking. I'm gonna buy my drinks. If we having a cool
You gotta
ass
set the
conversation,
foundation. You
look,
gotta
if
set
we
the
having a
foundation.
cool ass conversation, I'm like, you know what you got? I got it. Cool.
Is
That's
that
that.
buying a drink?
That's that. But I'm not
wait,
finna do
hold
it.
on, no, see?
Nah, that's the same shit.
No, you just said you ain't buying a drink.
You buying drinks?
I said if we're having a cool ass conversation and it's cool as fuck.
Same
you're
shit.
He
buying a
said he
drink.
has the right to change his mind from I'm not buying nobody a drink till I'm
That's what
about
I'm
to
saying.
smash
I don't
this chick,
believe it. If you- if
and I'm
there's
about
a
to
bad-
buy, right?
if
That's
there's
what
a-
I'm saying,
until
right?
he knows
Until he
it's-
knows that he has
I-
potential to smash, I'm
But
not buying a
but
drink.
it's still buying a drink.
You're
If
right.
there's a badass woman that comes up
You're
and she's
right.
fine as hell, and
You're
you guys are
right.
vibing and talking,
You're right.
and you looking at her, and you drinking, you're like, hey,
You want
what you-
another
Y'all
round?
tripping.
What are you sipping on?
I would just have my fun at the club and then just wait till after when they already done got drunk from every other nigga buying drinks and then pop at them.
Yeah, that works.
It works sometimes.
works.
Or the nigga that's been buying the drinks all night got to lock down.
That's facts. That's the hard part because now you got
Because now you in competition.
Now you got to compete with that nigga. See, y'all don't go to the club, and I don't think if you guys
Women don't think
They
like
don't
that.
think like
because
that.
they don't have to.
right because they're just in there like I'm just here with my girls. You know, then,
Some like to compete
and
with
then
other
they-
girls,
and
though.
then they start getting picked off like vultures, and then you know what I'm saying.
See, but their competition is different. Their competition
Well,
is
they get dressed to see who could be the baddest, so they can get free drinks.
right, but also some of them try to be
Well,
the loudest,
some of them.
the most
Let's not,
active.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just talking.
No, I
about
know. I know. We're just having a regular conversation. Our competition
overall,
is different than women competition. If they are in competition, there are women that will go
every week for competition.
but their competition starts when they're at the door.
No, their competition starts when they're in their bathroom looking in the mirror and they're getting dressed.
Our competition starts when you're inside.
Exactly. We don't start competing until we're like, first off, if I got a booth, I've already feel like I've beat all the niggas on the floor.
Yes.
And then I'm
don't
gonna
think
buy,
we-
and then
we
I'm gonna
don't be
order
competing.
sparklers, and then I'm gonna order sparklers, and then I'm definitely smashing you niggas. Because
I feel like if anything,
Pause.
No, for
I don't,
what? I
I
don't
say
have
our
any gay
competition,
intent.
but I feel like
Smashing you niggas.
I feel like we
Pause.
want to be fly as a unit, like
That's true.
women. Like I feel like we like to come in.
Your
with
whole
a stable,
squad wants to look fly.
right, exactly. So we could.
Yo,
stunt
you
on-
never
come in and stunt. Like,
you never
Yeah.
came in with a chick that left with a nigga ever in your life.
What does that got to do with
Well,
it?
because I'm just saying like you guys like to stunt as a squad. But
Oh no, we don't leave with niggas.
see, no, but that's what I'm.
That's part
Steph
of the
Crew's
code.
different.
I'm about to say that's
Steph
against
Crew's
the
different.
code.
I do.
Steph Crew's
I'm
different.
not. Ain't nobody leaving.
I think we already established that
Yeah.
how they move is
Yeah.
different
Hell
than
no.
They kind of move like female niggas.
like girl.
They got a lot of game.
that's unsafe
it is unsafe.
as fuck.
Hey, but
But
as
but
much as you say it's
but
unsafe,
the
still
scenarios. but
And
the
if you do
scenario-
some shit like that, you ain't coming with me no more.
But the scenarios that we talking about, I've been to Vegas where I've seen ball players be like, you and you come in and let's go back to my house. And the whole 5-6 of them go with that nigga. And I'm like, shit, I thought I had a chance. Obviously not.
Okay.
Like,
Like, I'ma just
I ain't
go
gonna
home.
say no name. I've seen it.
I ain't saying it.
And
ain't
I'm
happening.
saying some women go just for that.
mm-hmm.
They want it. They want to be in the
They
in
wanna
the
be-
rich niggas, you know,
And they want to be picked.
presence, and they want to be, you know, drinks and the bottles and
because
get,
you got
know.
bragging rights after that. There are some women, and I will say that there's some women that go, because I've had like full blown arguments with chicks that say they don't, and then I've watched them literally leave with a nigga they just met.
Yeah, well,
But-
because they think it's a come up. That they'll specifically go looking for a ball player or somebody that's in that realm. And I'm not saying it's all women. All women don't go to the club for that. I'm saying, but we can't sit up here and say that there is not a pocket of women who end up doing that.
I
Well,
feel
that's why I
feel like
said
there's
it has
more-
a bad reputation
like
because
there's more
of that
women that go for that
pocket
shit
of
than not.
whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like there's more
But-
people that go for that than not. Honestly, I feel like there's a very elite group. There's an elitist group of women that are not out there like trying to get the come up. But I feel like
It's the ones that barely go out.
I'm not gonna say they barely go out, but I just feel like when we're in the club and we're moving around, I feel like that's just so easy.
Easy.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not as much as people say that it's not a bunch of chicks on that hype, bro. I've not.
Well, and there's a bunch of chicks that just go out just to want to have fun. But there's also niggas that want to be the rich niggas that want to look like the rich niggas to get those women that go
Exactly.
out
I'm like,
for that.
what
So
about that? I'm
That's
like-
why I'm saying when you go, and I'm not saying everybody, but I'm saying is when you go to an all-star weekend, you do want to fit in that realm. So you buy certain shit, you look a certain way, you might buy more drinks than what you usually buy because you are now in a situation where it's not just, you think in your mind it's not just regular niggas in there no more. It's not like the club that you went to back home. It's a
Yeah.
club that you're going to out of town,
Yeah.
where all-star weekend, where
Yeah.
all the entrepreneurs, the ball
Shit, you
players,
rep in
they're
your
certain-
city when you go out somewhere else.
You know that if you're gonna have a chance in that bitch, you better be standing out
Yeah.
as a guy.
I mean, yeah.
As a guy. for
But
sure.
again, like I said, you just gotta have confidence and know what your intentions are. Because I know a lot of women that probably be like, oh, I don't want to go because I don't want to be associated with going for that. But
Right.
I don't give a fuck. If I want to go,
I ain't
I'm
never
going.
seen nobody really show up to none of them places not trying to look their best. Period.
That's what I'm saying.
I ain't
Like,
going
you're not-
nowhere
You're
not-
not going to go to the club wearing a mediocre outfit.
I'm not
not.
gonna go to a club and sack
At least-
mediocre. So
Facts.
why am I gonna pay and be on vacation out of town and be like, well, I'm gonna come a little bit whack because I don't want to look thirsty.
Facts.
Like
Facts.
no, I'm about
But
to-
in sack, you may already have an outfit in your closet.
and for women, I feel
I don't
like
think I ever bought an outfit to go out.
I feel like
Atlanta, yeah.
for women, fashion is different
Yeah.
than it is for men. Like fashion is about more than just.
I think with women,
Y'all can get away with a lot of
just
shit.
listen.
We
Well,
like-
I think it's
Y'all don't
more
have to
of a-
spend hella much like we do to look good.
I
But
think-
putting
I think it's
together
more like a
looks
self-
is it's
like
more,
more like a self confident. Like I want to feel
Yeah.
good.
or just no. I don't know. Fashion is different for us than it is for y'all.
I think so. I would agree with that.
It just is.
Yeah.
But
I feel
there's
like for us, it's more expression. As far it's the same thing with like
Expression
makeup.
of us too.
Nah, I mean if y'all out here buying outfits for bitches, it definitely is different.
Well, women are definitely buying outfits for niggas too. I never heard.
I think here's the difference. I think that when it comes to clubbing, I think that men 9 times out of 10 are buying an outfit to yes look good and feel good, but also they get validated by the attention they get from the women.
I'm gonna say 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. We get validated from the attention from the women. If we look good and we feel good and we didn't get no attention, then it don't mean shit.
That's why it'd be so hard.
Right.
I think women can look good, feel good, go to the club, not get any attention, just dance with their girls, have a good time, go home, and still feel good about themselves because of how they feel.
It wasn't a dry night because nobody hollered or I didn't get no numbers.
Yeah, that's y'all different.
I think that's what the difference is.
I think that Steph's crew in particular is extremely different in that aspect.
I think it's different
because I've heard a lot of conversations like, "Girl, we didn't get."
Because that's the thing too. Like you got to think like, if I really think about it, I'm like, the best part for us is at the house taking all the fucking pictures and all of that kind of. Because I mean, so many pictures don't make it to the gram.
That's true.
Like literally, I have so many pictures in my phone that I'm like, damn, I looked hella good and just be going through them. Like, I mean, I don't really think niggas do that.
Well, and I
mean, if y'all do, I don't know.
I see that because just based off experience. When I see the girls' night out tags or whatever, half the time ain't no niggas in the pictures. Like it's all women. They have a good time. Like I said, I've been.
Not there.
Well, hold on, and I've been to the club where I've tried to go talk to the group, and they be like, nope, we're not doing that. And I'm like, all right, well, let me just see if it was just me. And I'll watch, and no niggas. Every nigga that went up there, they was like, nope. You
gotta get some smoother niggas around you, fam.
Or they just wasn't there, or they wasn't just there for the niggas.
Look at Photo B's face. Photo B's never taken a shot he hasn't hit. Ever.
That's a lie.
That's a lie. Stop the cap.
Everybody's done missed.
I done missed. Same time too. I don't shoot that often either.
I don't really. Yeah, that's true.
I don't shoot that often.
Neither do I.
Because like if I don't see something, if I don't see like a opening,
a sign.
Yeah,
I gotta see a sign.
That's the train.
People gotta learn body language.
Right.
That's the train.
Body language, the eye contact.
I don't know if niggas don't.
Shit, you know what I'm saying?
I gotta see something.
I don't know if niggas don't read body language or if they just don't be caring. But I'm like,
they don't care.
How can you not understand that I don't want to talk?
Yo, there's a difference between a hunter and an expert marksman.
Hold on. This is a good topic. This is a good topic. Can you expound on that? Because I think men need to hear that.
What'd you say? What's she saying?
Body language.
Body language of how somebody don't really want.
So what will, as a woman, what kind of body language do you give a man that you're interested in?
I mean, if I'm actually engaging, like.
No, let's say we're talking about the club. So you dancing, you with your girls, whatever. How would a man know to approach? That's a good question.
I mean, I feel like to me, it's not necessarily about approaching. I feel like it's when you approach.
How do you react when we approach?
What do you mean?
Like, no, I'm saying.
All right, so
if she don't smile at you, if she don't look like, oh, that's me, my bad.
No, you good.
It's time for me to eat, but
I'm telling the executives.
Shut up. But if she like, I don't know. I feel like it's just something that you should be able to see. Like if she's not really trying to respond, not trying to give you eye contact, like she don't really necessarily want to talk to you.
I feel I agree 100%. I feel like every time, like you said, the eye contact, the little hair flicks, she keep looking over her shoulder, checking for you. Them is clear signs of I might give you some play.
The green light.
If you come over here and all your teeth is nice, you could probably get my phone
I be smiling like a motherfucker in the club.
If you smell good,
I don't know. And for me personally,
I be like, I be having hella fun and shit like that.
And then I feel like when you look at a girl in the club and then she does this, she puts the eyes down or she moves closer to her group of friends or whatever.
Well, that should be to me. Some men
but
don't
I feel
get
like
that.
niggas don't
That's
understand
what I'm
that
saying.
shit.
Hey, but sometimes look down is like shyness though too.
Yeah, but if she's like getting
But
closer
she getting
to
closer to
her
her friends, yeah.
and then she look at you and be like, nigga.
Yeah, you feel me when they hit you with it?
Yep. Exactly.
The shoulder turn.
Hey,
is
because
a
you know what
definite
she said. Because you know what she said.
And it's dark in the club, so if
look at
she
me.
gonna look a couple of times, because you gotta really be like,
Because you know what she saw when she looked over? She was like, fuck, I made eye contact with this nigga. This nigga coming over here. God damn.
Ass. Oh my God.
Or niggas gotta realize, I don't know. Like when you dancing with a chick and she look back and she stopped dancing, that means it's over. it's a
Right,
wrap,
you
bro.
know you're like,
It's
yeah.
over.
It's a wrap. Or she'll ask her friends to look, and if they give her the,
He 5'3".
it's a
Gotta
wrap.
get him out of here.
it's a wrap.
But I feel like if you want
If
to
your
the
friends
club,
him with an A, we're like, oh, we in this thing. You know,
I feel like I've
that's how
danced
you
with
know
people
you
just
shine,
because
you
they could
win.
dance. Like, you know what I'm saying? You dance with people. I will dance with a nigga all night and then be like, bye.
You ain't gonna dance with no
I'm
nigga
going
that
home.
you
Well,
not
I'm saying, but
attracted
after
to.
you done, then you leave.
all night too?
Bye.
Not all night.
Yeah, if it's
Not all
like
night.
if,
This
if it
nigga's
turns
like,
into
all night,
2,
you
3,
coming back
4,
to the
5
room.
dances.
You going you going at least one. Yeah, at least if you not really feeling them like that, you gonna give them one call.
not.
You're not gonna do it all for the next
no.
30 minutes.
Hey, you know what I hate though? I hate
Like,
when
it
a
was
nigga,
fun.
I hate when I see a nigga dance on a chick and then he follow her around the club the rest of the night.
Woo.
That is, I'd be like,
Man.
fam.
Let her
Relax.
dance.
And
with
then you
somebody else.
can't even dance
Not
because
even-
it'd be like, damn, that nigga right there. If I start dancing, he
He
gonna
gonna
try
hop
to,
on. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd
Or
be
the
like,
drink, or the drink thing.
I'd be
Buy
like-
them a drink
Oh,
and follow him
that's
around.
why I don't ever really be wanting to accept drinks.
that's
either.
why I go to VIP and buy sparklers. Because I know you want to drink if you over here, and I could be like,
If you want to
Not
get
you.
if you want to get rid of a nigga when he offer you a drink, tell him he gotta buy drinks for your friend. But then if he do, then you like really stuck.
Yeah, you
But
might.
usually niggas is not gonna.
yeah, you can't play that game with me because
you
I'm
might,
buying drinks for
you
everybody.
might run into a ball and he might be like, I
He
bet.
might, hey, real shit. That's
I
like what
bet.
you want. That's me. I'm like, here, man, open a tab.
all right, well, come on.
Nah, we ain't opening no tab.
Hell no.
Hell
I'll close
nah.
the shit out.
Nah. We
Tab-
don't-
close
because then she gonna be like, oh, come on.
Close it.
It's
We
on
got
him.
one.
It's on the nigga that we not going home with tonight.
I'm like, shit.
And that's why you can't do that though, because again, that's unsafe too. Because
It's hella unsafe.
that's unsafe if you accepting drinks
Especially
from
if
somebody
you
that
out
you're
of
not
town.
interested in, and
Especially
then you
if you out
just
of
try
town.
to dip. Some niggas not gonna let you just dip,
Nope.
Nah.
and that's why.
You gonna hold me hostage?
That's
'cause
why I
you bought
move
me
how I
drinks,
move.
fam?
Yes.
Yes.
Weird,
It
bro.
is weird.
Bruh.
This nigga's weird.
I just chalk it
bro.
up. If I'm buying a drink, hey, look, I just bought it.
Hey,
It is
bro,
what it
you
is.
gotta buy girls drinks like you loaning family members money.
You
Don't
got-
expect it back.
Don't
never
expect it back.
know.
No, don't.
You never know. It's a
Don't.
risk you run it. But yeah, that does happen. So I think that's why I move the way I move, because it's not safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have
just
expectations.
not
That's
safe.
why I don't like buy someone. Oh, let me buy you a drink real quick.
Hey, but
Like, unless we already have like a cool
But I
conversation.
think that like even as a man, it takes a certain confidence and self awareness to buy a girl a drink and not expect anything.
Oh,
You know
no,
what I'm saying?
that's-
Because some of these niggas are like, bro, I really don't got no money and I bought you a drink.
Well,
I need at least need the phone number.
Well, when,
I don't
back
care.
in the day, I had. This might be funny. I had a budget.
This nigga been
No,
on the
no,
budget
listen.
since
I
he
knew
was
no
a youth.
because, bruh, there'll be some times where you be at the club and that shit be rocking, and you just be buying, and the next morning you get up and
Woo.
you're like, oh shit,
I've been there.
god damn. You like, what?
Not
Who
for
bought
the-
all these
Don't
drinks?
think about it too much.
Nah,
Like, I
exactly.
do.
Not for
So,
no
bruh,
B, bro. He
nah,
wake up.
bruh. So I will have cash, and
No,
I'm like, look,
I'm
this
like,
amount of money
shit.
this amount of money that I'm about to spend in this club tonight, and once
that's
it's gone,
it.
that
Yeah,
shit's gone.
it's
Well, not
gone.
anymore. Not
That's
now.
what you gotta
See,
do.
you don't got no more ammo in the tank after
If
that.
I ain't got no ammo, I ain't
you
got
might
no
as well
ammo.
go
Oh
home.
well.
Pretty much.
Oh well.
Bruh, because them swiping them cars, bruh. I used to drink
can't be
Adioses and Black Superman. As soon
Oh,
as the Adioses
boy.
start
Oh,
flowing,
you was childish.
it
Oh my
all
God.
See, I
Nigga
drink-
was
I
childish.
drink-
We was all childish to
Oh,
drinking
no, man.
adios.
Oh,
I drink
and-
shots though,
AMF?
and the shots be expensive.
Yo,
So I
shots,
be like, let me
yeah.
get a double shot of, and then a couple double.
$24.
Come on now.
That's why I didn't do no
I
shots.
could have took you to.
That's
I
why I
could have
didn't do
took you to KFC.
I don't drink mixed drinks, so that's
Nah,
why I
that's
be
why I
like.
didn't do no shot. I did
Nah, I
the
stopped doing-
Adios.
That's
See,
why
you-
they be like, can I buy you a drink? I'm like, give me a double
that
shot
nigga
of.
Tyson was like, let me just marry her so she can start buying her own drinks.
Bruh,
She
because
taking double
because
shots.
you be drinking one, and he was like, that wasn't enough. So then next, you
Nah,
be like,
shots
I
get
want a
straight to the
double.
point.
Nah, shots you
No, I
gotta
know,
you
but
gotta
you-
wait 2 minutes for the 2-minute delay, bro.
No, but
It's
you gotta
like
get a
kick
double.
in.
That's why you got to.
You
That's
gotta
why
get a
pregame,
double.
too.
But then double, that means double the price.
Because they be trying to play you with them cups. They be magnified. It don't really be that much in there.
That's what I'm saying.
They be trying to play you.
no,
Oh,
they know what's
do.
up.
They
though.
do
It's
got
still-
the little thing in the bottom.
Where it
of
looked like you
yeah.
got more
It
than
look
what
like
you
you
got.
got more.
Yeah, I think it's still a regular ounce shot though. I don't think that.
I don't
like,
trust it.
'cause
It
goes all the
wasn't-
way, it goes all the way to the top.
it
Those-
wasn't- it
the
wasn't
glasses
feeling
are
like
the
it.
glasses are hella big, but they still fits.
The
actual
bottom of
shot.
that is just
It
all.
wasn't feeling like it.
It don't
When
feel
that-
like it.
when
No,
that-
you know why? You know why I don't feel like it? Because I just paid $12 for this.
Exactly.
That's why I don't feel like
It ain't hitting as hard as
And-
it
So you
should.
gave me a
and-
$3 shot for my $12. I
And
needed
that-
a glass,
And that
man.
hyphy music was hitting, and as soon as it was hitting, you like, oh, I need to get out there. So you want something that's gonna get you lit. That one shot wasn't doing it. One Shots wasn't doing it.
Don't think about it too much.
I'm done with y'all.
Adios and Black Superman, man. I don't know what I was.
I'm a
thinking
Long
back then.
Island guy
I'm
myself.
kind of glad my club
I
days is over.
Nah, I had to stop doing mixed drink for some reason.
Long
When I
Island.
do mixed drinks the next morning, my teeth hurt. I don't know why. It's like it's just, I don't know. Too
This
much,
nigga
too
need to
sweet,
go
too
see his
sugar.
dentist. You need to go see your dental hygienist.
Yeah. Yeah.
My nigga wake up in the morning like, God damn, I need a root canal.
This nigga got the youngest teeth at the table. And his only mouth hurting.
Can't stand.
Oh,
This nigga said my
This
teeth.
nigga got orange gel in his pockets.
I got what? Orange shell?
This nigga's teeth look 7 years old. They got backaches.
He get back to the hotel. Girl, like, why is there orange gel in your pockets?
My dentist said I got weak teeth.
Right, this Sensodyne.
My teeth hurt from
Sensodyne.
my teeth hurt from
Leave me
sucking through
alone.
all these straws.
He like,
Oh,
he like,
man.
I had to leave the
Clap
mixed
it up
drinks
for orange
alone.
gel.
I was about to get silver caps.
Why? You hit the wrong button?
No, I'm clapping it up. We clapping it up for orange gel.
That nigga
All
said
right,
my
man.
teeth hurt from using all them little straws.
Y'all retarded.
Oh,
Yeah.
we about 40.
So what we talking about today on the pod? Because
We
none,
about, bro, I'm crying.
none of that was on the pod.
None of that. That wasn't even
None
a
of that was
topic,
a
bro.
topic.
Oh my god, we
We
gotta keep this.
We like 35 minutes in. We ain't talking about nothing. All right.
Oh my gosh.
Cancel culture.
How the hell did we get to where we're at?
Your teeth hurt.
All-Star
nigga?
weekend.
All Star. I
damn.
said something about All Star Weekend on accident.
U-Hauls.
Right,
Oh.
Shit. Stimmies.
man.
Okay.
Cancel culture.
Woo.
All right.
Cancel
Go
culture.
ahead and move this conversation.
Let's move this along.
He got all them teeth and no toothbrush.
Bruh.
All right, so we want to talk about cancel culture because the reason being is Pepe Le Pew has been canceled from Space Jam and any other cartoon going forward because he represents
so stupid.
because he represents. Okay, I can't laugh on this.
Sorry.
Because he represents
Rape culture.
rape culture. So they removed him from Space Jam.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously there will be no other cartoons moving forward that has him in there.
They wanted to make sure he took no more shots.
Yeah, no more shots. So it brought up a good conversation. The other conversation that came up with that as well is Stacey Dash apologized because she said that her political statements came from a place of her being an angry black woman, and she would like to make amends. And internet wasn't having it.
Are you having it?
We're going to talk about it. So the question is, because I think we've been dancing around this for a while with the Kanyes, with
The Waynes.
with Lil Wayne and some other people, is how do we feel about cancel culture? And is it productive?
We always say it's not real.
Okay, so when you say productive, I kind of see a certain aspect of it being productive, just not towards that specific person, because the person does get canceled, but certain actions start to decline. So yes, in a sense, it is productive, but there's a certain extent to where it's like, y'all might be doing too much. Y'all might be asking for too much.
Are you saying Pepe Le Pew is too much?
I'm not saying Pepe Le Pew is too much, but I can't say anything about that because I feel like if I say anything about anything when it comes to rape culture, I'm not being an ally or I'm not being sensitive to
People listen to R. Kelly
Well-
music every day.
All right, so if you want to put it down like that,
Yeah, hold
shit,
on.
I
'Cause
feel
I think this is the table that we are not politically correct.
all right, so I think what Pepe Le Pew is doing too much.
Okay.
Just because, yes, the way he was in the past and how he was, that was actually the ideal of how some men would approach women and how some women wanted men to approach. But it was just the situation was that was just the wrong one for him to try to approach. But back in the day, Grandpa Eugene pressed up on grandma.
I think that's why that's why he's canceled, because I'm not saying that back then. I think that's what people think, that people are saying back then it was okay back then,
To be that aggressive.
it was.
Yeah, because you had no other option.
You know what I'm saying? But I feel like now
You
that
always-
we're seeing the error in that, and that's not cool, it's just changing as it should.
I think I agree. I agree with you with that. I think as a child, I think that when your mind is being developed by images and visuals, aesthetics, then it kind of does. Because I see my kids, they think they're street fighters. You know what I'm saying? And then so to say that it doesn't have a place where it kind of shows you the way to do things, I think that's a false narrative. But what I do think is clown shit on a deeper note is why are we not talking about counseling the people who made Pepe Le Pew and who gave him the thoughts? And
Where are they? Like, how old is this shit? I think we need to look at that too.
If
Like when
you
people
wanna-
was bringing up Snow White,
Yeah, you
this
got
shit
the
was
creators.
written
Like
long,
the-
long, long,
long ago.
time
They're
ago.
most
This
likely
shit-
not here
You're-
anymore.
you can.
This,
They're
we're
most likely
thinking
not
this is
here
from
anymore.
our childhood.
'Cause you-
No, this shit is
Yeah.
from before our.
You can-
These
you
stories
can-
was written before our
You
childhood.
can definitely leave Pepe Le Pew the same, and I think it would have been more valuable if they would have had him. If they wanted to do this, they could have him change his ways. They can have him apologize or whatever. Right?
Wasn't that something they said that's going to happen in the movie?
I don't. I thought they took him out of the movie.
No, they
completely.
they said somebody said something about like LeBron was going to have a conversation with him saying that you're doing all wrong. That's not how you're supposed to be doing something like that.
About consent. Supposedly, LeBron was going to have some type of dialogue.
I thought they
with him
took
about
everything
consent.
with him out of the movie.
Well, no,
They did.
they took that part
They
out.
took
as
that
well.
part out.
They
So
just
everything
took
that had to do with
yeah,
it, they took it all
he's
out.
gone, right?
I think people had a problem with because I think a lot of people are very sensitive about their kids, as we know, as far as like you shouldn't be having that type of conversation or whatever. Like people always think it's too early for their kids to know about shit, and I feel like that's ridiculous. But that's how people feel.
But it's like you're not even having the conversation.
Well,
You're
again,
not
but
allowing for the
because people don't want their kids exposed at all.
But I feel like
And
we
that's-
should have that
that-
conversation
Right.
though, because there's people. I feel like it's more beneficial. I feel like it's more beneficial to have Pepe Le Pew because now you know what people are doing. They're going back and they're researching and they're looking up the videos and trying to see why everybody's outraged in the first place. So if we do have access to that, then we should have access to the amendment to the correction process. I think that's more productive than saying, oh, we're just going to counsel them.
I think people
Right,
were more
'cause-
outraged about them having a conversation about consent in a kid's movie and them feeling like it was not appropriate.
That makes sense to me.
And I think
That makes sense to me.
if that's how people feel, that's how people feel. If they feel like that I don't want my kids to have, you know what I mean? And I hear people say that all the time. I don't want my kids to see that at all. Like,
Here's my problem. If without a problem, without being able to see a problem, without having a controversy, you don't know there's a problem. So you don't know how you don't open the window for a problem to occur for there to be a solution to occur at the same time.
If you're by that logic, then Pepe Le Pew has been a problem the whole time.
oh yeah, it's a lot of stuff that's been a problem that
Even-
wasn't
even
because
though-
it was
even didn't
accepted.
know.
But there was never a talk about. There's never a solution. You know what I
Right.
mean? If you can't see like there being an issue, you can never see there being that issue being fixed.
A resolution.
Exactly.
Correct.
Exactly.
Which is
So-
why I think that it's more important to have that place where Pepe Le Pew, instead of counseling him,
Right.
But I mean,
It's the
y'all
same
have
thing-
said the same thing where y'all said, I want to be the one to have that conversation with my kids, not a movie.
yeah, that's true. But
So,
but
I mean,
but we're
ain't it
we're
the
not.
same thing?
But we're at the point where this is where everybody's already delving into it. So even the conversation, even my kids are asking about Pepe Le Pew. You know what I'm saying, and asking about what he did that was so wrong because they have no idea, right? So I think we're past the point where I can have this conversation with my child and be the first person. You know what I'm saying? So I think because it is such a big thing now on social media, I think that it's a little bit too late because I probably would have never had a conversation about Pepe Le Pew or consent or anything like that with my children without this thing coming up until I felt like they were of age, right? Until they were getting into
I mean,
the
but
line.
consent
don't
is,
even know about
I
Pepe
feel
Le
like
Pew.
consent is
Right.
not necessarily an age thing because,
I'm not talking
I mean,
to my kids about sex at all if I don't have
I
to
mean,
right
it's
now.
because consent starts early. It's not about just consent with sex, but just learning about consent. Don't touch people if they don't want you to touch them. They don't want you to hug them. They don't want to play with you. They don't want, like, to me, I feel like that's where the makings of consent already start when
like
you're young.
I feel like I
That's a
Of
universal.
learning
But
boundaries.
at the same time,
you know
though,
what I'm
too,
saying? You have to learn
that's a
boundaries.
universal
but
thing.
Pepe
or
Le Pew
conscious.
was not like he's on the extreme end of those boundaries.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? With the kissing and the forcefully grabbing and the whole
That's
thing.
why I'm not shocked. I don't understand why people were so shocked that people were outraged about this conversation coming up in a child's movie.
It's the same
Right.
way that people feel about the Confederate flag, bro. This is how we grew up. Leave it alone.
But I'm like, how are you saying people are sensitive because they don't want a conversation about consent in the sexual sense in a child's movie.
No, I think it's sensitive for just taking it out entirely without even actually allowing for the conversation to happen.
I feel like
That's the problem that they had. They said that it shouldn't be in a kids movie. What do
Yeah,
you think?
Man,
There's
they've
a lot
been-
of shit
They've
that's in
been
kids'
writing
movies and
codes
shit.
in kids
Oh, yeah,
movies
definitely.
forever.
But that's the one
Are
thing.
we're gonna counsel Aladdin for the joke that Genie made about the sheep, about bestiality? He's been a bad boy.
I didn't know about that until
You know what
later
I'm
on.
Yeah. I don't know.
But there's certain things that we
I feel
as
like
adults
what
don't
people
notice
tryna-
that kids don't.
But
And we don't
people
realize
trying
that.
to correct stuff does not mean, oh, well, we need to go back and cancel this. I don't feel like the movie's not canceled. They
Right.
took one part out the movie.
Yeah, I don't think taking him out of the movie is going to change the movie. I think I am not a fan of cancel culture at all. I think you can label something problematic without having to cancel it. I think and I think it's a little bit different. It's more complex. So we're talking about a cartoon character and
And
not
we
an
talking
actual
about
person.
a movie that's geared towards children. I think we got to look at that because people want to bring up other things that I'm like, that's geared towards adults though. That's
Yeah.
different.
I think we're tying them too close together. I think we need to separate the conversation between children and cartoon characters, and then like adults in action or whatever.
Right.
As far as the cartoon, and maybe I just didn't understand. From my understanding of the cartoon and from what I remember, I thought the reason why he was being rejected was because he's a skunk and because
she
he
was a
stinks.
cat.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's just because he stunk.
That's what I
and
thought.
then I
too.
thought maybe I don't remember the cartoon correctly, but I thought I remember when he sprayed himself with perfume. Then
Well, he
they
had he had that smell, that stink line behind.
well, that's
him
what I'm saying.
everywhere
But
he
then
went.
once the perfume was sprayed, then they were good. Like
Right.
they
She was, and plus, she was a cat. He always thought she was a skunk.
right.
So nobody else was rocking with him because he stank.
But then when the perfume was sprayed, then it was like lovey-dovey. So from what I got, and again, and it's just me because I can't speak for general.
but I agree.
Well, I can't
That's
speak for
kinda how
general.
I
Is
took
that
it
when you are too forceful, that you are going to be rejected. That's what I got from the cartoon.
as well.
But obviously
because
you
he
leave
stinks.
room open for somebody to misinterpret it in a different way. So, and with children, we don't know. So I'm not mad at them taking him out. I'm not mad at how I just feel like there's so many other things. I don't even know how this even came up, but it just seems like with cancel culture, the most, we got other issues going on, and it
Like
seems
current events.
those
Things
things
that matter.
those things get picked out, and I'm just like where did that come from? Like with like the whole Uncle Ben's rice thing, I was like, did we ask for Uncle Ben's to be canceled,
No.
or were you just trying to be proactive? Like you were
Yeah,
trying to be
that's-
Butterworth?
and that's the thing. I'm like, why are people getting mad saying people are sensitive when these companies are taking it upon themselves
To do it.
to change with the times? Like the potato head thing. It's like these companies putting out these. The potato head is now gonna. They're just trying to. And I feel like a lot of times, I don't even know if it's them trying to change with the times, or I just feel like they're trying to take advantage of the
They
current
are.
climate.
Exactly.
And then people are like, oh, everything's being canceled. People so sensitive. And I'm like,
I don't even think the
We
people
was
even
just
asked for it.
chilling.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we didn't even ask for
Right.
it.
but if
Nobody
I
did.
mean, cool, that's what's up. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I feel like it's kind of that kind of situation.
Yeah, I think they're trying to get ahead of the curve before
Right.
somebody does say something. But I think sometimes when you do that, you may be looking at something that nobody ever asked for. Like I said, Uncle Ben. I don't think anybody was going to ask.
I don't
for you
like
to,
that shit because we got other, like you said, we got other shit to worry about, bro.
Well, but you can do two things at once.
Yeah,
you know,
but
you
can
can.
walk
but
and
we,
chew gum at the
but,
same
but
time.
we don't though. Like we don't though. We're so fucking hell bent on Pepe Le Pew
Yeah.
and Potato Head that we don't. And
Yeah.
and what because we
Shit,
are.
I'm hell bent on the stimmy. I ain't been worried about Pepe Le Pew,
We are-
potato
look.
head, or none of that.
Right.
Man,
Run
we-
me my bread.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's the chew gum part then.
Yeah.
Because they walk in, but that's the chew gum part.
Yeah.
But everything else, nobody's really paying attention to. That's I feel
People
I don't-
only pay attention to me when it comes to their children, when they're trying to control what adults do with themselves. And they always use their children as an excuse as to why
Facts.
Cardi B don't need to be doing that,
Facts.
or Meg Thee Stallion don't need to be doing that. that. But then when it comes to a cartoon character and the bunny having titties or Pepe Le Pew in the rape culture, all of a sudden people is sensitive. Like, this is actually geared
This
towards
is
your
the
children.
This is a direct attack on your kids.
On your children, but you worried about Cardi B video that they shouldn't even be watching anyway.
Exactly.
While you got them in the car singing
Come
all the
on
lyrics
now.
to Cardi B.
That's the part that, or on TikTok dancing to the shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the part that's crazy
Well,
to
that's
me.
I think that's the biggest thing with a lot of the things that I don't like. I just don't like. Can we cancel hypocritical culture? Shit.
Yeah.
Because these niggas is trash.
Well,
bro.
and I think this is just a byproduct of when you haven't addressed things for so long. Then when you finally do address it, there's going to be an overreaction to when you're trying to address
I
it.
feel
You know what I
like-
mean?
I feel like this is a distraction.
like when it comes to consent, when it comes to rape culture, when it comes to anything that regards the safety of black women or just women just in general.
Fam, we
That
have black
because-
women missing and kids missing.
But
and
what
shit.
I'm
We
saying,
don't even talk about that shit.
I think because we haven't addressed it, that now there's going to be an overreaction. So then you got men saying, "Oh, you guys are being simps." No, we're just trying to correct what hasn't been done for ever.
We're
You know
not
what I
that
mean?
many generations out of
Women's
child
rights.
marriage.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers
They
marrying
still
15-year-olds.
15-year-olds.
You know what I'm saying? So we're not that far removed from that. Like, a lot of people issue with consent and all of that, and rape culture and stuff, is because, you know, then they would have to look at the fact of the age difference between their parents.
Yeah.
And they, you know what I'm saying? They
Well,
grandparents. Like, we not that far removed. So of course we looking at it like, ain't nothing wrong with that, because then they would have to say something is wrong with.
And that's
own personal life.
And that's where I have the issue with cancel culture. So we talk about Stacey Dash, talk about some of these other people. The issue I have with cancel culture is, what I feel like is it enables you to then cancel the person without having to cancel the idea of it. So it's easier for you to say, okay, we're going to cancel the cartoon character, but then not actually deal with the
Like I
actual
said,
idea or the
you should be dealing
ideology
with Looney Tunes.
behind rape
You
culture.
should be dealing with Looney Tunes, the people who are perpetuating the idea.
Molestation,
Yeah.
whatever. Because
Yeah.
again, and this is a perfect example. So we can talk about canceling him, but then when R. Kelly comes up, then it's like, oh no, I'm still gonna
listen to his
though.
music. Facts.
So it's like,
That's what I'm talking about.
so we're not
Is that what I
addressing.
said? That's what I started
So
with?
we're not really addressing the real issue here.
No, we're just
And
addressing.
it's easy for you to say, well, I'm not gonna just deal with this person anymore,
Facts.
and then feels like that it
Facts.
goes away, but it doesn't go away because you didn't deal with the root of it.
They
I
don't,
think that's
because-
where it comes from when it comes down to, like I was saying about it not changing, not canceling the person, like just bringing it, like, okay, trying to cancel the person because of that action is trying to make the chain reaction of everybody else knowing, okay, we can't be doing
People
that.
start
because this
moving.
person got
People,
canceled.
you can't say that people don't start moving different.
Yeah,
No,
people start moving
they-
different.
they
People,
do,
you can't
but they
say
do,
people
but-
ain't moving different because they're like, shit,
They
damn,
do,
this
but-
shit is not acceptable anymore. And I think that's what we're putting our foot down and saying, you can't accept something,
Right.
but then try to say it's wrong. Like, no, we're not accepting it anymore. And if you really press that hard line,
Right.
people
Press
gonna
it all
stop
the
stepping
way.
over it.
But to your point is what I said with hypocrite culture. Like we got people in our page that are posting the cartoons that we should cancel, and they're the same people that are like, yeah, I listen to R. Kelly all the time. I separate Kells from Robert, right? They'd be the same people. If you read, it'd be the most active people in that bitch.
Well, but because
contradicting
I
themselves.
feel like people they're using that as an excuse to say, well, if you cancel this, then you got to cancel all this too, because they're trying to make people just be like, okay, well, let's just not cancel nothing then. Like that, I feel like showing other things that need to be canceled. Like, what is that proving?
It's
Well,
You ain't really
shows-
proving
what it-
shit.
What it does is it
You show-
shows how many things have situations that people aren't going to like.
Exactly.
And it's going
But
to be, it's going
there's
to show
nothing
that
wrong
there's
with
so
that.
many, what's going to happen is going to be so many things that people are going to have an
Well,
issue with.
what's-
Even minute shit. They're like, wait, you have an issue with that people are going to start canceling.
well, what's wrong with that?
Well, what's wrong with canceling? I mean, it don't even have to be
Everything's gonna be
canceled.
canceled.
But it's not about
Everything's
being
gonna-
canceled.
everything's
It's
gonna get
about
canceled.
it's not being perpetuated now. Like, you have to think, like, they're not going to make a new American Pie, because that kind of shit, like, in movies is not, you know what I'm
Breaking
saying? Like,
beans.
having,
Something about Mary.
having sex with somebody and broadcasting on video for your friends, like, that's not gonna fly today.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing wrong with the fact of saying that shit was out
What
of
was
pocket.
that movie? Who and who make a porn? Like that'll never.
Zach
go.
and Mary?
Well-
Well, I won that.
Well, but the problem with that was it was inappropriate then.
Exactly, but again, it was acceptable.
It was
but
acceptable.
now
Okay,
you're not
wait,
it's not gonna fly today.
Right.
And
Hold
I
on.
feel like there's
I don't
nothing
know.
wrong with that.
Oh, you don't know? You just brought it up.
Yeah, I was like maybe just the idea, like American Pie, like you said, like
Yeah, but okay, but there could be another American Pie. Just certain different things aren't going to
It's
be.
not going to be
made.
the same type.
It's
of
not gonna be the same.
American Pie.
Yeah.
Right.
Just like
But
Kung
it'll still
Fu
be.
America.
I don't
is
think
not the
she's
same
saying
as
that they
Kung Fu.
won't make another movie. They're saying that they won't make another movie like that.
Like that. Like, you know what I'm
There's
saying?
got
Like,
to be
it
the new culture updates.
Exactly.
In the movie.
Like, I mean, it's time to I'm watching episodes of Friends, or like I said, when I rewatch The Parkers, I'm like, damn, this is real cringe now because we
Because,
don't
yeah.
we don't accept that no more.
Well,
We
and
don't.
we're more aware.
Exactly, we're more
Yeah.
aware. So I'm going back like,
Which,
she-
I mean,
stalking. We just gonna make a whole show about stalking. Okay.
Well, I mean, but I think that I guess those shows would try to find the comedic value of like real life situations, I guess. But I think, like you said, what's wrong with holding everything accountable? I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think what's wrong with it is when people are like, "But I like this, so don't touch this."
See, and I think that's a good topic. I think, again, that's what I was saying before. You can label something as problematic without canceling it.
Yeah.
Because this is the thing. Humans are complex creatures. And we look at people who are famous and people who got money and people who are rich like they're supposed to be perfect. They're not going to be perfect. We have to so if we're going to have cancel culture, there needs to be room for change, there needs to be room for redemption, there needs to be room for reconciliation, because you're going to cancel somebody for a tweet maybe 14 years ago, or you're going to cancel somebody for something they said when they were 13, 14. I cringe at some of the stuff I posted 2 years ago. You know what I mean? So there has to be room. And on even on TV shows, you have to have characters that have fault. You have to have characters that have some type of complexities to them. So that way there is an actual reality of the show.
But it's
or
the
whatever.
way that you portray.
What
No,
he was
you're
saying.
right.
That's
No,
the
you're right.
problem.
You're right.
Yeah.
You
But
have to
Problem,
portray that what they doing
Right.
ain't right.
No,
or not
but correct.
acceptable.
Exactly. There's
Correct.
got to be that solution. You got to have that character development. This person can be a bully the whole damn time, but he realizes, okay, I'm not a bully. Look at damn, what's his name? The Green Ranger.
I'm done.
Shit. He was a bad guy at first, right? He was kicking their ass. Next, you know, he the damn leader.
I don't know if that's the best example.
I'm sorry. That's character development.
But I understand what you're saying.
No, but I get it. And
It's
nobody's
still-
saying that shit always has to be
Zach, Billy.
necessarily like every character has to be perfect, but
Right.
it's the way that it's the way that you do it.
No,
It's
I
the
would
way that you do it.
I would agree with that. But I think we have to leave room again for people to be problematic. The people are everybody in this room has been problematic at one point in time.
I said that last
Not
episode.
me. Not just
I said that, but again, that's what I had to say. That's why I was like, most people. I seen a meme the other day that said that you have to accept the fact that you are the villain in somebody's story, even if your intentions were good.
Facts.
You
That's
can't
bars.
change how
That's the
people
truth.
felt
That's
or
the
how you
truth.
made people feel.
That's the
So
truth.
I think that's one thing that we have to realize: everybody's trash. You've been trash to somebody, whether you was trying to or not.
Exactly. And we've all grown up with different ideologies, different, whether you grew up in church, whether you grew up out of like even like that, like homophobia. Like we've all had or said something that was homophobic at one point in time because at that time it was socially acceptable.
Not
Like-
even meaning it in a homophobic way to hurt.
But
you know what I'm
calling
saying?
something
Yeah.
negative gay is homophobic. And
Yeah,
at one
but
point,
that was never our intent.
it wasn't the intention, but
Yeah.
it was still trash.
It's true,
So
it's true.
Exactly.
at some point, like if we all got famous, which will happen, and somebody went back to our Facebook or tweets or whatever and pulled up a tweet from 2008
I'm in trouble.
and was like, "Oh man, like this is gay."
Not
It's
to
like,
even think
"Oh,
about it.
cancel Ronnie or cancel Rajeo for him calling something gay in 2008."
Right.
It's like, so you're gonna hold me for something that I said in 2008
That
and
was
2021
acceptable socially.
that at the time I'm acknowledging was not. Give me room to acknowledge that what I said was trash. And then if
Exactly.
I apologize and if I'm sincere with it, then you should give me room to then move on. But
I
we
feel like
want
sometimes it's people that's like certain things like they anti-black, and you could tell you still anti-black, bro.
to, if it's still going on, I
Like
think
you
that's
can,
different.
you know what I mean?
I think that's different. Yeah,
like,
like
you ain't
with-
changed.
Yeah, like if you are still like if you have not recognized that what you're doing is wrong and you're still doing it, then yeah, I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm not going to counsel you. I can't counsel nobody. Nobody can counsel anybody. I will hold you accountable, and I just won't, like with Wayne, I choose not to listen to Lil Wayne because of his anti-black stance, period. If he apologizes and changes his mind, whatever, I have to give him the room for that. I still may not listen to him, but I still give him the room to apologize and change his ways because I think that's more powerful for him to recognize and say I was wrong than to just say I'm not going to listen, say anything, hear what he got to say from this point on.
Well, you got to think about. I feel like people have to break it down to a normal, regular level. If somebody did something that you didn't like and they apologize, you not just automatically be like, all right, cool.
Right.
And it's, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be time. You going, you know what I'm saying? You're
Has to
going
be some
to, it got to
evidence.
be, you know what I'm saying? Rebuilt.
Yeah.
You don't just automatically, like how they be trying to put out them little press apologies and then it's just over. Like, nah, bro.
So y'all not fucking with Stacey Dash is what you're saying. You need time.
You know what?
You
At
need
first,
time to
you know
heal.
what? Let me say this. At first, when she first said what she said, my first thought was, I don't care what she has to say. I'm not gonna rock with her. But then when I thought about it, I was like, how is that productive? Is it? It's not. So do I agree with her stances? No. Do I think that maybe she's just apologizing, maybe to just get back in right standing with the people who are in office? Maybe. But I gotta give her room. I need to see what else she does.
Right.
Exactly.
And I need to give her room to see, okay, are you really sincere about what you've been saying?
Right.
Because
because that's my stance. I'm like, okay, I hear you. Now what?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think it's kind of like we be debating and we're trying to get people to see and understand. But then if they do, then we like, nah, bruh. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is
That's
the
not
point
enough.
of having these conversations
Well,
to
be-
try to change people's
well,
mind
because
and
we all have
change
ex- we all
people's
have
view?
ex-
And then when they do, be like,
well, because
I don't trust
we
you.
all have experience where somebody's fucking wolfed you and sheep.
oh yeah. But I'm just saying we have to, you think about it like that. Like, if you're really trying to get somebody to understand that, you know, like somebody that may be racist or whatever, you trying to see make them see the error in their ways. If they say that they do and they want to try to make a change, are you really going to be accepting of that? Or were you just arguing
Just to argue.
just
your
to
point.
argue?
And I think that's what's wrong with the internet. The internet has such an emphasis on being consistent that they will not recognize when you actually change. And I've said this from the beginning, that it is better, usually in most people's eyes, for you to start off bad and then go and then change and then go
is.
good
It
than
is.
it is for you to be good and
then
then
make
do
a
one thing
mistake.
bad.
Make a
And
mistake.
then that one thing bad, they're going to hold you to that for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
For the rest of your life.
Unless you're Chris Brown.
See, but I think even that, I think he embraced the bad guy role.
Yeah.
And that made people like him more. So it's just weird. That's like the people that do the worst stuff, if they do one thing good, you were like, oh man, we see the growth. But if they do one thing bad, then it's like, well, why did you do that? And I'm not rocking with him no more because of this and that. Internet needs to leave room for people to change, grow, and more importantly, change your mind. I can
Yeah.
change
I
my
could-
mind.
and that's why I tell people I could change my mind. Like, I there was a time that I did still listen to R. Kelly music, and I felt like it's just music. Who cares?
right.
I mean, I changed my mind, obviously. Like, you know what I'm saying? And people be like, well, you still listen to... I did. But what does that have to do with right now today? Like,
Yeah.
just because I was a part of the problem,
Well,
I should continue being a part of the problem to not be a hypocrite?
Because
What?
if they can find validity in your flaws, they can feel comfortable with their own
doing what they
decisions.
doing. Yeah.
Right.
I could change
That's
my
the
mind
thing with
about whatever I
that's the
want
thing with
to.
accountability, man. It just feels much better when you can find a crowd of people that agree with the same bullshit that you're doing. Just makes you feel good.
Yeah.
People give themselves
Way more grace.
so much grace, but don't give it to nobody else. They always can explain why they do what they do and what the intentions really were and feel good about that. But with other people, they can't do that.
Well, yeah, because there's no empathy. I say that all the
None.
time. I say when
Zero.
if you do something like let's just say stealing. If I stole something, I just borrowed it for like a little bit. But if somebody else stole something of theirs, you're a thief. Oh, so you can rationalize in your mind that I was gonna borrow it and then give it back at a later time, but I just forgot to. But if somebody else does it to you, then you want to, you're a thief, you're a this, you're a blah 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 blah.
Hey man,
and it's
let's
like,
cancel hypocritical culture, bro. That's it.
yeah. Well, I just think we have to just leave room for people to reconcile. And again, if somebody's trash, then they're trash.
And some
And
things
you
you
can
can't
label
come
them-
back from.
And there's some things you can't come
Because
back
R.
from.
Kelly could apologize tomorrow. Bro could still kiss
No,
my ass.
and I
I'm sorry.
you're absolutely right. There are some things that are just
Nigga, because we know you gonna rape.
I don't trust you.
Don't trust
Yeah.
you.
Some things you can't rebuild trust on.
no.
And people have to accept that too. Like,
you can forgive them, but you
Yeah.
don't gotta trust this nigga
exactly.
again.
So, like, and that's the thing. Like, some people have to. It ain't always gonna be able to be rebuilt.
No.
Sometimes you burn a bridge and it's done,
No, yeah, you're right.
and that happens too. And I think
But even
if
then,
somebody said that Stacey Dash burned a bridge and they not willing to rebuild, that's
on
something you
them.
have to accept too.
But as a collective group, I think it is proven that you cannot cancel nobody. If you can't cancel R. Kelly, Nobody can be canceled. There are people that are still supporting him today, that are still marching and still think he is innocent today.
But I feel
With
like
video footage.
I feel like that's always going to be the case, though. Like, and I feel like if we don't have everybody on board, that we lost. I guarantee
Yeah.
back in the day when they was boycotting and doing sit-ins, and I'm guarantee there's people still riding the goddamn bus. They didn't fail though. You see
No,
what I'm
I understand
saying?
what you're saying.
So
I just
like
think
you're not gonna have everybody. They didn't have everybody.
I think with that situation, I was more surprised on how split it was. Like if it was the majority, I would agree with you, but it's not. It's not. You guys think that the majority of our community does not mess with R. Kelly no more?
No.
Nah, I think a lot of them do.
I think
Most
majority
people
still
do.
do.
I think most people do.
The reason why nobody's saying anything is because everybody else is going to start looking at
Because
them
they don't want to
some type
get
of way.
they don't want to get
Right.
quote unquote canceled.
Well,
There
and,
was
the only-
a,
and you really only see people step forward when they know they got backup.
Right.
Yeah.
There was a post on Facebook, not even the Reverb, that brought up like, are you still listening? Like, you still slap R. Kelly? And I think only seen one or two people say no. Everybody else was
Still
I still
with it.
rock with it.
I don't know why the niggas' music is so important. That rape is so acceptable.
it's too much other music that I just feel like I don't.
Right.
Like if you can't stop listening to,
Facts.
you know what I'm saying? Like it's hella
'Cause
other
You
music.
can go listen to Lenny Williams. If you feel
But
like
then
you
a lot
gotta
of
have
people
that
always
sound.
be like, well, cancel Marvin Gaye. Well, then cancel this person. Well, then cancel that person. And I'm like,
But it's the tit for tat thing because they
Right.
want one sin to justify the other, right? Instead of just saying that it's all wrong across the board. That's why they keep bringing up all the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's why they right because well, this guy did it too. It doesn't mean it's right. It doesn't make it okay. It's all wrong.
And again, you can label things as problematic. Every artist that you listen to has been or is problematic at one point in time. The music that we listen to the most, and we joke about it, the majority of the music that we love the most came from a toxic place.
yeah.
Like when we joking about Neo, I would say, I know it's about to be a fire album because of the BS that he was doing.
My whole
And then it
album
came
is-
out. I didn't know that
Oh,
he
album is toxic.
I didn't know that he made his ex-wife tie her tubes and then ended up leaving her, then got with Crystal and then ended up getting her pregnant.
Yeah, that was trash. I remember that.
And I'm like, bro, but
Because
you,
I'm a Neo fan,
but
so
then,
I knew.
But then you made an album called
Oh.
Gentleman of the Year, or what is it
Year of
called?
the Gentleman.
Year
He
of the
can't change his
Gentleman.
mind.
I mean, he
Not
did.
with tying your tubes.
He can't change his mind.
That's
Not
still
with
cold.
tying your tubes.
That's fine. Well, you could get him
He
untied.
can change his mind.
It's not-
It's pretty difficult.
It's difficult, yeah.
Because she didn't get cut. She tied him.
Yeah.
You can
But-
change your mind
Change his mind about what?
about one kids.
Nigga,
Hold
it's
on, bro.
trash, bro.
I'm just saying
It's
though.
trash,
Based off
bro.
of people can change their mind,
He can
right?
change his mind,
And
but
he did.
you
And he-
should not make somebody else or influence somebody to then tie their tubes.
And that's why
because
if I was her, I
they
would
may
do
change.
that.
What was the time difference between them and between them? That's
I don't know.
I'm
But
not-
even no matter
no,
what.
yeah. No, seriously. What's the time difference?
Does it matter?
Yes, it does.
How?
Because imagine it was like like last year I won her tire tubes and I got her somebody else pregnant. That's an issue. Now it's like 5, 7, 6, however long years down the line. I changed my mind. I do want another kid.
It's not with you.
At that time, I didn't want to have a kid with you.
So then you leave.
Maybe
her.
maybe I thought me and you gonna be together for a cool minute and shit. You know, I changed my
Well,
mind.
then,
I
if
wanna be
that's the
together.
case, goddamn it,
No, I'm saying
wear
because
some
like
condoms. It's birth
people,
control. That's very final
Yeah.
to be like, oh, I changed my mind now.
It's definitely.
You know what I'm saying? That's final as fuck. When
Yeah.
there's other options.
Yeah, that's extreme. That's the.
Hey,
that's
I'm
the
just saying, you can change your mind.
You can, but it's still problematic and it's still trash.
You know, asking somebody to get an abortion versus tie your tubes. You know what I'm saying? Those aren't. I mean, they get the same result, but one of them is kind of extreme. You know what I mean?
I think they're both extreme.
Well, you know,
But I know what you're saying.
Very.
one of them is egregious. If you're not
AF. Man, because now I can't have no more kids.
right, that's egregious.
And then you left her.
and then you leave.
So it's like, so now if she wants to have a future with anybody else, she
She
can't.
can't.
Or it's going to be extremely difficult.
And
So you made a
and
decision.
painful and painful.
And if you felt like you were conflicted at some point in time, maybe you should have told her that.
I hope.
The more I talk about it, the more he's really trash.
Are we having a breakthrough or no?
No.
Dang, I might not listen to more Neo music.
we done canceled
You so
Neo.
sick of love songs?
I'm working. I'm working on a Toxic album myself
Year
with
of
this
the
nigga
Gentleman.
with this nigga Rouge.
Year of the Gentleman.
Can't see what I can't wait. To
Oh,
hear
damn. It says in 2011, she underwent a sterilization procedure. And then it says,
I think he didn't break up with her. Like it was like shortly after that.
it was not that long after that.
Yeah.
I know it ain't. Oh, no, that was okay, so they had a kid in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when they decided
To tie the tubes.
to tie the tubes.
And then when did they
Let
divorce?
me see, when did he leave?
All right, we gonna look.
2013.
Damn.
It says 2 months before they wedding.
Bruh.
And he called and said he didn't want to be monogamous anymore.
Bruh.
Before the wedding.
2 months.
Wow.
That's cool.
Damn.
That's very gentleman-esque.
That's cold.
This nigga gave him the trash as fuck sound effect.
All
Yeah,
right.
and then the next year he was with the new girl. Damn. And had a baby.
This nigga album's fire.
He trash.
I have nothing to say. Does that change things?
No.
Okay.
Damn. Photo B is cold. I hope
No,
y'all
I'm serious
listening.
because it doesn't change anything because there is still time for a mind change. Just because, look, I'm not saying.
I agree
like,
with you that he can grow up, but that doesn't make him any less trash in this
Scenario.
I mean, growing up or not, I'm just saying, like, you guys are looking at the fact that it's like, okay, yeah, she got her tubes tied. 2 years later, they broke up.
Bro, you
Right?
go ahead and get a girl's tubes
But that
tied
doesn't
and
mean-
you break up with her. You see what kind of drama you get from that shit.
So he was staying in a relationship that he didn't want to be in. He had an obligation to stay in that relationship. He had an obligation to stay in that relationship that he wasn't happy in.
They were married, right?
They was getting married.
They were getting
They
married.
were getting married.
He changed his mind.
But
That's
she
why the
can't,
option
but
is
she
there to
can't,
change
but
the
she
mind.
can't change her mind.
We're not.
That's the point.
You talk about his mind change.
I
What about
almost- I almost
her
started drinking and then I couldn't even finish because I don't understand what's going on.
She made a decision based on thinking that they were going to be together forever.
She made a decision
Bingo.
with her fiance.
She made a forever decision.
I would
based
not
off-
have, and I'm not gonna judge her. But
Well,
I
being
wouldn't
married
have
wouldn't have changed nothing either because
It wouldn't.
obviously
I
he
mean,
wanted
shit.
somebody else.
Who knows? Who says they did? They both didn't have that same thought when it happened.
Yeah.
Right.
About what? We talking about that they wanted to, yeah.
Stay together forever.
I think they did.
Okay. So that happened.
Mm-hmm.
until 2 months.
Mind changed. 2 years later, his mind changed.
Right. So he should have taken into account maybe that my mind will change.
You know what he
instead
should
of
have
doing-
done?
Oh,
You know what?
something
Oh,
permanent.
this is what makes him so
Time
trash.
out.
Wait,
Nah,
he should have just got a vasectomy. Nah,
Bruh, that's the thing.
He
It
should have
says-
just got one.
It said that they both agreed, and she said that she was so busy with their 2 young children. I just assumed Neo had followed through and gotten the vasectomy.
Oh, he didn't?
Yes, he did not.
Oh, wow.
See, I didn't even know that, but that's
See,
that
that
is-
part's trash.
No, nigga,
That part is trash.
no, that's the correct thing to do though in that
Damn.
scenario.
Wow.
Is if you go get a vasectomy, if you're a man and you are absolutely 100% sure that you don't want to have children,
I would agree with you.
you have to
They
get a
were supposed to
vasectomy.
both.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
that part, trash.
That's that question where it says the husband and wife both jumped out of the plane.
And no, it wasn't a plane. It was
And then
off a building.
Off a cliff or
They're
something.
supposed to jump up. They're supposed
One
to,
had a parachute.
right.
The wife
So
had a parachute, but then
wife
the husband
jumped.
didn't jump.
Right.
Yep.
Yep. So who's the
Who
one
went
in the
wrong?
wrong?
Both of
Both.
their
No,
asses.
she's wrong.
Oh, here we go.
At least she actually.
She planned that she knew all the way. She already
Yeah,
knew that she
that's
wasn't going to
true.
jump. She
But he
wasn't
didn't
gonna have-
jump. He
But
didn't
he
jump.
didn't.
But he didn't jump. But you already had planned to
could've-
let me
hey.
die on my own.
Hey, no, that could have been a last minute decision.
Right, but what I'm saying
That could
with
have been last
Neo,
minute. She already knew she wasn't going
Neo
to.
didn't jump.
That's you're making a
Bruh,
good
Neo
point.
cold.
She already knew she wasn't going.
That just
When
added
did
another
the year
layer.
the gentleman come out?
I'm gonna tell you what, man. The vasectomy was the correct answer.
When did year the gentleman
But to
come
say that you gonna get one and let me do my
I
part
had
and
a-
then you don't
I-
do yours,
I had somebody that I was interested in dating, and she's older, and I didn't want more kids, and she's like, well, I can get my tubes tied.
out? Oh, it came out of 08.
And I'm like, don't do it for me.
do it for
Do
yourself.
it for yourself.
Yeah.
Because
Also, it was before that.
right,
It was
don't,
before.
don't do it for me.
So he was still being.
Because I don't want you
Because-
to.
because-
I don't want you to hold me responsible.
I guess he was still a
Man,
gentleman.
because if
mode.
she was
still
on the
gonna
other
give him a
foot and she was like, I don't want no more kids and went and got her tubes tied behind his back,
then he would have
then
been hot.
You know what I'm saying?
So you gotta think about the whole shit, fam.
You gotta think when the shoe on the other foot.
When the rabbits got the gun,
Man,
it ain't no fun.
That's insane. But yeah,
You're supposed to get a VSEC though. If you're a man and you don't want, you go be accountable for yourself.
Yeah.
And you go get your nuts snipped.
but I feel like that's one of those things. Again, like I said, that we have to, even though you're saying leave room for grace and for people to grow. I don't have to fuck with you. Like if I, you know what I'm saying, be like, nah, bruh, I don't want to fuck with you. Like you may have grown, but
Well, and when I said that, I don't mean for everybody. I mean you should leave room for people to be able to change their mind.
have discernment.
But but be able to discern. If you don't rock with nobody, you don't rock with nobody.
Yeah.
But to cancel everybody just because somebody else told you to cancel them, no. I don't believe in cancel culture as a collective. I think you should be able to hold people accountable personally based on your convictions and your values.
Right.
Definitely.
It shouldn't be like, oh, we're canceling. No, like, no, you're going to cancel them. I'm going to give them a chance type shit.
Yes.
I'ma
Because
figure-
everybody
I'm-
has different values.
Right. I'm going to figure out if I'm going to cancel them or not. Do I have an issue with this person? No.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything that I felt like was wrong, or they didn't do anything to where it's like I feel like they did anything wrong to where I'm going to cancel them and shit.
Well, that they can't come back from. But for some people, everybody gets to personally decide what their line is. Like you ain't coming back from this with me.
Well, and that's even on a personal level.
Yeah.
On a personal level, for me, my conviction is I have to forgive you, but it doesn't mean that we have to continue our relationship.
Facts. Exactly.
I will forgive you,
Mm-hmm.
but I will probably forget you if it's egregious enough.
Yeah,
Exactly.
if you've done
It depends
something,
on what it is.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
'Cause
And
there's
and
levels.
everybody has a personal, like you said, everybody
What's
has
your
a personal
deal breaker?
boundary.
I ask people all the time, what's your deal breakers? People know
Yeah.
what their boundaries and their deal break. If more people knew,
Yeah,
they would have better friendships,
better relationships,
Evaluation.
better
Yeah.
relationships. They wouldn't
Exactly.
be at the end of the year, new me, new year. I need new friends, cutting people off like you.
Bro, it be the motherfuckers with no friends blaming everybody.
And that
else
happened this
all the
year.
time.
This whole New Year, New Me shit. It's like New Year.
New
we're
Year.
still in this shit.
New
we
Year.
was just glad to see a new
You
year.
feel me? New Year. New Year.
Niggas-
And we
niggas
was
said
glad that Trump was
pandemic.
out of office.
Niggas was
Right.
Getting that
niggas
off.
was gaining 29 pounds on average per person
man.
during
We was
COVID.
just
Man.
we was just glad to make it. Okay.
all of us did the opposite. We all lost.
I thought it was
weight.
50 average.
Shit.
And,
I don't
no,
lose weight till
1
this
out of
year.
10 gained 50.
Okay.
On average,
The 29 pounds. a
29
person?
pounds
Okay.
during the
High
pandemic.
five for us.
75 for the.
High five for
said
us.
somebody-
I gained weight. What you
75.
talking
Oh,
about?
well,
I
not
can't
high five
high
for you. High five. For you.
And can we
I
say
was
this?
a part of
Look,
the
look,
statistic.
on social media, you ain't got to tell everybody that you cutting somebody off,
Yeah.
or I'm blocking somebody.
You
Oh,
know
yeah.
what? Somebody just posted the other day, like, I'm going through my friends list. I'm purging. If you don't do this,
I hate that.
I unfriended. Like,
Hey,
just
I
because
be-
you said that,
I'm gonna do you a favor.
It be the people that I don't even talk to. They be doing like, oh, all right. Do your
It'd be
thing.
the people that get 6 likes on their post, honestly.
announcing that you about to all
Clean
your
up your
criteria,
friends list.
that all the criteria.
and like if you
Unfriend.
didn't have a friends list, you wouldn't have a life. That's the people that get on my nerves. You are only popping because you were in the Reverb. Cut it out.
No, I
Because
would do the same.
I go to your personal page and ain't nobody talking.
I do the same thing Steph does. If I see any of those posts, I just all right.
I unfriend
Hey,
you.
let me help you out.
Yep. And it'd be like talking about, something, follow me on Instagram just in case you don't make the cut. I'm cutting my damn self just because you said that stupid shit.
right.
Can't
Nigga,
stand
who is
that.
you?
Who is you?
You made Facebook?
I really be feeling like that. Like
People
the
just take that shit way
audacity.
too serious.
They do.
With
Like,
your
where's
age,
y'all
too
buying
serious.
this
Those-
audacity from?
Those are the same people that used to get mad about
These
the top 8 on
motherfuckers, but
MySpace.
them be the
Facts.
same motherfuckers that added you as a friend because they
Right.
only
And they
got,
don't say shit to you.
because they only got 112 friends on
And
Facebook.
sometimes I be looking like, who are you?
That's right.
And go to the page, we got 10 mutual friends. I be like,
10
Those
did
are the
you
people
get
who
here?
just stay
10
on
mutual
Facebook
friends,
and
and the last
Instagram
time
and
you
shit.
posted was 2018. Nigga, of course nobody's talking to your ass.
All right, let's get on to the
The audacity.
question of the day.
question of
Twas
the.
it.
Woo, this is going, man, we already done.
We are like an hour 20 minutes in.
This going to be the.
We ain't even got into the meat of the
Tyson is
episode.
rolling over in his grave right now.
He like, y'all niggas talk too much.
It was the All-Star weekend.
The All-Star Weekend was
That
the one that
killed
threw it for the loop.
Man,
And then Neo threw it for a loop. All right,
clips.
question of the day.
Question of the day.
That was inspired by a meme.
It was inspired. I'm gonna explain the meme.
Please go ahead.
All right, so it's inspired by a meme where it's a guy and his wife, and he's asking her.
Was his wife?
Do it matter?
Yeah, it was
Yes.
his wife. Yes,
Yes.
it was his
Significant
wife.
other.
Significant other. Let's just keep
Significant
it in
other.
general. Okay, it was a
You
guy.
better
And
downgrade that question.
it was a man and his significant other.
Mm-hmm.
And she's saying, I don't feel like it tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And his response was, it's been 2 weeks. And the question was, this is why women get cheated on. Or that's what it said. This
Yeah,
is
that
why
was the
women get
caption,
cheated.
yeah.
That was a caption. This is
Yeah.
why women get cheated on. So the question we have is withholding sex a valid reason to cheat on your significant other?
Who want to start, fam?
Hey, don't be looking at me.
We all
Don't-
know.
No,
Rajeo, he
Hold-
said.
hold on, look.
Rajeo said he got a lot to say. Go ahead.
I do have a lot to say.
Go
First-
ahead and
well,
kick it off.
First
fam.
off, I think if you take this, if we're going off of 2 weeks, you corny as fuck for cheating. You a cornball. You a cornball. You corny as fuck. But I don't think that, and two, I don't think that cheating on your significant other is, I don't think there's ever a validation for that. But I also think that to simply say that, why don't you just break up, is also asinine. Because most relationships aren't built just based on sex, but it is a necessity. So, yeah, that's where I'm standing at right now, because I have a lot of, I need to hear what everybody else
No,
has to say.
no.
No, because this conversation.
Oh,
goes
the
deep.
conversation will get there.
It will.
What?
Because I
So
was
just kick
watching.
it
I was
off.
watching.
My answer is no.
I was watching a whole bunch of people. I was watching a whole bunch of people in the Reverb Experiment talking about,
Okay,
well,
here it comes.
what if there's depression, and what if there's this, and what if there's that, and what if there's insecurities, and what if that, what about what, and then calling the guy selfish or calling partner selfish. I feel like when you're using any excuse for a long period of time, 2, 3, 4 months, I also feel like you're being selfish as well. So I feel like when I posted originally, I cheated, right? But I didn't cheat in 2 weeks. I cheated after like 2 years of like fighting for sex over and over again. And I didn't cheat because I didn't want to be with my wife. I cheated because that's how I felt. I felt like I wasn't getting sex there. I did not love my wife. And even through marriage counseling and all those other things. So it's corny as fuck to me to hear a person be like, why don't you just leave? No, nigga, I built a whole life with this person. I had a moment. You know what I'm saying? I built a whole life, a whole foundation. I bought houses and I purchased things and I went to work and we worked to build so much that, yeah, I fucking cheated. I'm not saying I did the right thing by no means, but I can understand how people get there in their lives. 100%. I'm not saying that I did the right thing. But I'm saying that I totally understand. And it's not as black and white as saying, oh, well, you should just leave. I feel like that's corny as fuck because you didn't really think it out. I also agree that there are depressions. I do agree that there are other things that make somebody not want to be physically there for you, right? And I do agree that there should be a moment for counseling, a moment where you're going and helping this person seek it out and being selfless in those areas. But I also think there's an expiration date for when you can keep using those excuses. Because if you're depressed and you don't show up for work for 2 weeks, they're going to fire you. If you don't pay your mortgage for 2 months because you're depressed and you didn't feel like it, they're going to foreclose you, right? So I'm going to go back with the stance that I always say. We always want to fucking do for better or for worse, but for on the worst side. We always want to vary for on the worst. I feel like the relationship has to be all encompassing. You can't just say you're selfish because you want to have sex and I'm depressed and I've been depriving you for a long time, because eventually the other person starts dealing with their own insecurities. They start dealing with their own depressions, their own anxieties. You can't just call somebody selfish just because you don't feel like doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm giving you guys a lot to think about because I'm about to whoop some fucking ass.
We'll see.
Let's do it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
It's about time.
Shit, talk about the self-esteem of having sex with somebody and not wanting to. I don't know if anybody's ever dealt with having sex with somebody that they didn't necessarily didn't want to.
Or vice versa too.
That's very uncomfortable.
Or vice versa. Or vice versa. I feel like having sex with somebody that is only having sex with you so you don't leave or you don't cheat. It's the same thing.
Exactly.
So I feel like there has to be work
That's deeper
done.
issues than just sex, and that's the
I
thing
agree.
that I feel like it's not just a duty. You feel what I'm saying?
It shouldn't be a chore. It's just something that be
Man,
enjoyed between
that is
two
not.
parties.
And
Or
for
more.
a lot of people, that's triggering to have sex with somebody when they don't really want to and feel like they have to.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest. That's very triggering to be like, oh, but if I don't do it,
Like I said, man,
as a woman, we've been in those situations.
As a man too. Y'all not the only ones. That's you guys.
I didn't say he was. I can only speak for myself.
That's how these conversations always go. Like it's only like one sided. Like
literally the beam was about her not wanting to. So I'm saying I can only speak for my situation. I said having sex with somebody. I didn't say.
I understand what you're saying, but
it's triggering.
You can also look at it from a different aspect, like a guy withholding sex for some reason.
I understand that I understand that as well. But like I said, like if this is the place. There's nothing else in your life that you can choose not to. There's nothing else in your life that you can live and be like, I don't feel like doing, and then it still works. It still functions. So I feel like if you're not gonna if you guys aren't trying to do the work, and you're not doing the work, and you're not trying to figure it out, and you're not putting in that effort, and every day you're like, and for periods of time you're like, I don't feel like it. I mean,
you can still put in the work and get cheated on, as you just said.
Yeah, but I feel like
I mean, was y'all not putting in the work?
Well, yeah, but we're putting in the work going somewhere, but then the work's not transcending back into the household. It's not.
But it will still work.
Well, I think we gotta separate the two because you're talking about a marriage.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Exactly.
And you're talking about a personal experience. We're talking about because the question was significant other. And we have to be.
That's why I said on that post, people was projecting.
I still feel like I think
also
there's still a time limit though. Like you could be a significant other for 5 years, and it could feel like a marriage to you. So again, there's so many fucking angles to talk to this thing. There's so many different aspects to talk about it. Nobody's gonna say that you can't feel like that after 5 years.
No, I think the caption also is what was like a driving trigger was because it was this is why y'all women get cheated on.
Yeah,
no, it ain't.
No,
right?
It's really
it
not.
ain't.
It's
it
really
ain't.
Women can sleep with you every damn day.
It's really
still
not.
get cheated on.
Thank you.
Still get cheated on. So
That's
that's
real.
not the reason that they
Okay,
get
photo
cheated.
B.
No, that
Hey,
is real.
he got one today.
He got one
Because
today.
it's
I got
people
one.
that's
It's
cooking,
been 12
cleaning,
episodes.
you know what I'm saying, doing all of that shit and still getting cheated on. So
Again,
people
I feel
say
like
gaining
I
weight.
feel like
No,
that's trash.
it's because it's Beyonce's getting cheated on. So you know, it's one of those things that it's like at the end of the day, it still is a personal decision. I don't care what the factors in the decision were. It's still a decision.
I'm still gonna say what I said. I don't feel like you can ever be validated for cheating.
Oh no, I know that. I'm just saying again. You know, the reason why those kind of assumptions and statements is kind of like, nah, bro, it ain't.
Yeah.
It could be a contributing factor, but the person still made their own decision.
It's definitely not the reason you're getting cheated. Not unless it could be the sole reason, but there's also, like we all agree, there's also a deeper conversation that needs to be had on both sides. You know what I mean? You again, like I said, like the reason why I feel like I had so many things to say outside of it is because the things that we listed on the nation were so fucking surface level that you're just like this, and this. No, it doesn't stop there.
But what about? I think one thing that I feel like isn't addressed either with it, which is specific to Black people, is just trauma. Again, like I feel like our intimacy is skewed as fuck.
Well, it is.
And broken as fuck
Yeah.
because of the trauma that we deal with. And I feel like we talk about sex, but the intimacy is just not there.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because sex is a chore, and it's one of those things that you have to do it because but the intimacy is dead.
Yeah.
A lot of times, and that's the problem.
And I think that was the angle that I was speaking from, because just like we said before, where you can change your mind, I've been on both sides, where I've been in relationships where I'm like, I'm not getting what I need, and like, how come you're not giving it to me? And then it's, well, because I'm just not in the mood. I don't feel like it. I don't blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, but if you don't do this, then I'm going to want it from somewhere else. And that was when I was younger. And then when I started getting older, you know, I started realizing that how women feel plays a major part in how they interact in a relationship with me as a man.
Facts.
So if they don't feel like they are themselves, then it is selfish of me to then say, well, regardless of what you got going on, you still need to spread them legs, or else I'm going to then look for it from somewhere else. Or it could be, you know what, whatever it is that you're going through, let me be understanding and let me help you through it. And no matter what is going on, I'm cool and I will see you through that. But you need to just communicate and let me know what's going on so I can be better supportive. And I think that's a totally different perspective, because again, yes, we said depression. Women do get depressed. Yes, we said women gain weight, and when they gain weight, sometimes they don't feel like that their body, like they're attractive. They don't feel like that they are attractive to the person that they're with.
For me, it was medication, and I feel like a lot of times doctors don't tell you, or you know what I'm saying, like the effect that certain medications could have on your body,
your libido,
especially for Black women.
Birth control alone, like you know what I'm saying. Even with birth control, antidepressants, like I didn't know that till it actually happened, and it was like I was desperate to the point that I was just on Google, like, what the fuck is going on? Right. And like I just Googled it,
right, and
it came up that like one of the number one things is antidepressants can affect your sex drive, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. Like, and it could stop you from having orgasms, like all kind of stuff that the doctor ain't saying. They ain't said nothing. They ain't said none of that shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I feel like that's something that people don't really talk about because I feel like people be embarrassed, or people look at you like, oh, you ain't doing what you supposed to do, or you can't, you know what I mean?
But I feel like what you guys said, that's things that you have to talk about. And
that's the things that you talk about if you have somebody, again, that's entity, that's trust, that transparency. And I feel like that is missing in a lot of relationships.
I'm talking about if your relationship is on the line. I feel like if your relationship is on the line because you don't feel sexy, and then the other person is feeling like they're not getting the intimacy. Now they're not getting right.
It's not even all about feeling sexy. It's about, I feel like for me, it worked out because I had somebody that I could talk to about it.
I'm not saying,
and a lot of times, a lot of women are in positions where they feel like
I'm not saying feeling sexy like feeling sex. I just mean
feeling
like having sex in general.
It's like, when you have somebody that you could be transparent with, it makes it
I agree
easier. And that's why I said the intimacy portion of it is important.
I agree with you because when I went through my shit, I was young, right? I absolutely wouldn't move the same way that I move now.
Right.
But then I also don't expect people to have the same type of insight or the understanding or whatever, right? So I feel like the reason why that meme was even made in the first place is because there's a ton of people that feel like that. And so I also think that we are talking about real issues, not weaponizing sex, right? I think there's a difference between when you're going through some shit in real life and when you're weaponizing sex.
Yeah, I think those are different.
That's all.
And so when people weaponize sex, it is, you kind of open a door to Pandora's box. But I do agree with you guys that if you are in a situation where there's communication and you're purposely not doing it, you know what I'm saying, then there should be what we're talking about. So I think there's two sides to the coin because I think I think the way that the meme was written in a way to where it was supposed to be destructive, right? So it was supposed to read as if women were weaponizing sex. And it really did for us is because we're critical thinkers. We thought about it in a different dynamic. But
yeah, well, I didn't take it that way.
I didn't take it that way.
I think Photo B was going to say so.
When it comes down to it being withheld for a purpose.
Well, when you say this is when you're saying this is why y'all get cheated on, you're definitely implying that I feel some type of negative way about you withholding sex.
But all she said was I don't feel like it tonight. So to me, that doesn't necessarily mean that I am purposely not having sex with you to get back at you. It could just mean, again, I just don't feel like it tonight.
But that's the whole reason why they gave you the timeline of 2 weeks, so you could. But
she might not have been feeling good for 2 weeks, and
but understanding because 2 weeks is corny, but still.
But you're assuming that he asked every day.
But the communication,
he could have asked today and then been like, "But it's been 2 weeks since we did it." That don't mean he been asking every day.
And the communication aspect could be.
Sure that's what the
sometimes you can't communicate something that you don't know is going on. If you don't feel good, you don't necessarily might not know, oh, it's because of I'm on medication, or it's because of this, or it's because of that. Like, again, in my lifetime, I have seen postpartum depression up close and personal, and it is not nothing nice to deal with at all.
But that's the difference between weaponizing sex and then.
But but how do you know the difference?
You have to have those conversations.
But again, if they can't communicate that, then how will you be able to label it?
Because for me, I didn't know for a long time.
Bro, because it's a difference. It's a difference when you're just like, I'm not having sex with you because I don't feel like it, versus, hey, I don't feel like it and I'm just not feeling like myself.
But that's what she said.
But this is the thing.
Hold on. But
you
that's
don't know.
Hold on. But that's what she said in the meme.
No, you will know if you're weaponizing it.
But
I'm saying, but if something is wrong with you, like I said, I didn't know. All I know is all of a sudden my shit just
dropped.
And I'm like,
But
and mind you, we had just got married. So it's kind of like, you know
Right.
what I mean? Like, it's the expectation of, you know, you don't want to fuck shit up.
Right.
It's like, okay, well, what's wrong with me? Why do I feel like this? And of course, it's like, damn, I don't really want to tell. Like, hey, I don't
Exactly.
really, you know what I'm saying? So you don't know. I can't communicate something when I don't even know what's really happening. I just know how I feel, but I don't know why. So I can't say, hey, I actually am feeling this way because this medication I started taking.
But that's not what we're saying. To have
Right.
an explanation.
Right.
Nobody.
but
I'm not saying to have an explanation.
but the assumption was that she was weaponizing it based just off of she said I don't feel like it.
But
Well,
you talking about communication. I'm saying sometimes you can't communicate what you don't know.
Right.
I can't give you an
but saying
explanation
if
of
you do,
why.
though.
I'm
We're
not
saying if you
asking.
do
I'm
know.
not
I
asking
can't.
you.
If all I can
No,
say
no,
is
no,
I
no,
don't
no.
feel like it, I don't have an explanation for that, and I don't know
Yeah,
why.
but I
don't
think
feel
that,
like
but I
it.
think that after some time, you know your body and you know how you've been, and if it's been after some time, whether it be a month or whether it be 2, and you still don't feel like it, I'm sure you're gonna start expressing.
And I'm not
concerns, and
saying
let's
that
have
I'm not
conversations about
I'm not
it.
saying that you're not doing it, because I mean at the time, obviously you're still doing it, but it's like you kind of don't understand, like, damn, what's going on? Why do I not have? You know what I'm saying? And so,
But I do-
again. What's the outlet? What do? You know what I'm saying? Do you hit your doctor and be like, hey, like nobody thinks to be like, let me ask my doctor why I don't. Nobody thinks to do that.
But I feel like after a while, if you're still having sex, then he's not gonna complain, right? Right?
But then you
if
are again being quiet about what's going on with you.
Again, that's why you have to, like you said, you have to have that communication.
So what do you? But this is the thing. Even if I tell you, he ain't got the answers. He ain't
does.
a doctor.
He does.
But then you still open the door
but
to have
you're
an
still open the
understanding
door
of
to
that
have
there's
an
something going
understanding
on.
that something going-
Versus you
Thank
just
you.
withholding
Thank
it,
bro.
You know what I'm
she,
saying?
But she said I don't feel like it tonight. What
But-
else?
but we're-
what
we're-
more
but
did you want her to say?
That's where we're having this conversation.
Right.
Because
Because we're not
the-
talking about that anymore. We're talking about what's really going on.
No,
You
we
know what I'm
are.
saying? 'Cause if we're talking about, I'm saying if we're talking about we're going away from the whole
I'm
weaponizing
telling you that
it
somebody's
versus,
not necessarily always going to have some deep philosophical
We're not
epiphany
even
to be able
asking-
to
we're
tell
not
you.
asking-
So
Okay,
if
hold on,
I
hold on.
don't,
So I'm
so
trying
if
to- I'm
I
trying to
don't feel
understand
like
what
it
you're asking.
tonight, maybe the only answer that they have. What else? What would be
the meme
sufficient for
specifically
you?
said it's been 2 weeks, didn't it? And so
I don't feel like it tonight. So what answer could she could have gave that would have communicated it better to where you would understand to not cheat?
I feel like there's so many holes in the fucking meme because the two to some of us where we're like it's been two weeks and we haven't had sex and I'm asking you about sex and then the caption is this is why you get cheated on implies that there's been some sexual friction here or lack
we're
of
taking out the caption. We're taking the caption out entirely.
Okay, so
we're
what are we
taking the
ta-
caption
so
out.
what are we-
Okay.
so what are
I'm
we
just
talking about?
asking
Right now-
if a woman again, like I said, and when I said
I
on the
love these
post,
conversations 'cause
how
I
do
learn a
you?
lot.
Sometimes I say I feel bad for the women that aren't self-aware, that don't realize when they're falling into a depression or don't realize that maybe the medication that they're taking is having an effect on their body because they don't really have nobody to talk to, and they got somebody that's pressuring them and complaining and ready to cheat, and you really don't have room to figure out what's going on with you.
Yes. And as a man, I have realized that, and not even just as a man, I think just in general, I don't want somebody having sex with me just because they feel like it's checking off a checkbox. I can tell the
No,
difference.
that's the worst feeling ever, nigga.
Right,
It's
but
the
that's
worst
wh-
feeling
but
ever.
that's
But that's why niggas go cheat.
But
because because a nigga that fucking understands that shit, because that's the worst shit to me, right? When that's the worst shit to me when I know that you don't want to have sex with me and then you're just like, all right, I'm gonna have sex with you just because I need you to shut up,
Right.
and then that's the end of the conversation.
Right.
We're not talking about shit else. We're not
Right.
doing nothing, right? And that's why niggas cheat. That's why niggas cheat, because there is someone that actually wants to be intimate with you and makes you feel that sexual intimacy.
Right.
So I am not validating cheating.
No, I'm not- I'm
I
not
am
saying-
just giving
I'm not-
reasons why
I
people,
understand.
and so that goes for men and women alike.
But what
That's
I'm
why
saying
people do it.
is in that scenario, and I don't know if we're talking about that or not. If we're not, then let's bring up what we actually are talking about. In that scenario, one or two things are going to happen. You either going to piss her off
Facts.
because she's going through something, and
you're
you're not
and
being
you're gonna get less
understanding.
sex.
As a man, you are not being understanding or being empathetic to what she's going through, or she's going to just grit her teeth and have sex with you reluctantly.
But you can
and-
tell.
So what positive outcome out of that is going to be? Or number 3 is you can be understanding, you can wait for and be supportive and wait for her to actually be herself again, so that way you can have real intimacy and have sex like how you both would love to enjoy it. And intimacy does not always mean sex. You can do other things that can bring you and make you look closer. I think us as men, we
I like
feel
to ride a
like
bike with two
we
people.
feel like sex is something that brings us closer, which it does, but that's not the only form of fashion or of physical touch that can bring you closer. You can do a bunch of other things that can, and I think, and I've said this before and I will say it again, in our society, sex gets marketed and just pushed on us so much that we are just super sexually charged in everything that we
change
do.
the way how that doesn't change. You are correct, but that doesn't. You are correct for yourself and how you feel about sex and intimacy. I share that sentiment. But
I don't
there's
even
some
think it's
people, but there are some people that just need sex.
And if you are not getting it in your relationship, instead of cheating, then you just need to leave.
Again,
It's not.
And I think
Well, hold
too,
on, hold on,
I think
hold on,
too,
hold on,
wait,
Steph.
I
Hold on,
think
hold
you
on,
need to
Steph.
get with
Hold on,
people
hold on, Steph.
that
Hold
share
on.
the same
Hold on.
values as you. I think
Hold on.
that's the biggest problem.
Hold on, Steph. He said it's not that simple.
Remember what you was talking about before.
That you may build something with
You got
somebody
something-
else.
You got something that
Because-
you do.
So then you would rather in that scenario, you would then rather risk losing that by going out and having sex with somebody else.
If it's that important that you can't leave, but it ain't important enough to not cheat, I don't get that.
it doesn't matter. That's how niggas be feeling.
No, but that's what the answer I was just giving. So please tell
Again,
give me
again.
that.
You
give
always
me,
talk about
give me
people
that
not
logic.
moving off their feelings and being logical
Again,
and realistic, but all of a sudden when niggas want to cheat, all of a sudden it's cool to move off your feelings.
No, I clearly said it's not okay.
No, he's saying it's not okay. He's saying that's why
I
niggas
said,
cheat.
but that's why niggas cheat.
But what I'm saying
not
is, so where's
it's
the
okay.
logic behind that?
None.
The logic is that lack of intimacy that they need,
Mm-hmm.
that sexual, that feeling to want to be wanted, all that shit, bro.
Right.
That's why people, and it doesn't, like I said, if you're not getting it at home for months on end, and you're begging for sex on months on end, bro, sometimes you can still want to be in that relationship.
Right.
You act like
I'm not-
you
I'm
act
not-
like you act like there's
I'm
niggas who
acknowledge-
haven't cheated in real life that were just
Nobody
like,
said that. I'm saying there's no logic behind it. I can acknowledge that you still want to be wanted. Every man wants to be wanted.
Yeah, but
what I'm saying is, if you cherish that relationship enough not to leave, then why would you risk it by cheating?
Bro, that's the point of cheating. It doesn't make sense, but niggas do
That's
it
what
anyway.
didn't I just say? Where's the logic behind
Because
it?
something's
Exactly.
missing.
Because they're trying
So-
to fill that void. I'm not saying it's
And
okay.
by doing that, you're risking your relationship.
they are, but that's the risk that niggas are willing to take.
And it's not logical.
It's not, but they do it every day.
Okay, that's my point.
And people do it every day, bro.
That is not logical.
All right, so we're gonna go back to the whole thing about weaponizing this shit. What do you guys? How you define weaponizing sex?
If you are,
I feel like
if you are intentionally withholding it
As
to
a
get
punishment.
back as a punishment.
So that's what I've been trying to fucking talk about. Not about when it came down to like, okay, you're not feeling good, you're not up to it, something's wrong, or anything. That I understand. That has to have a conversation,
agree.
Sure.
right? To where like something's wrong. I get that. Let's figure it out. I understand. We sometimes, even us men, we don't feel up to the shit,
Sure.
right? So, but when you start weaponizing this shit, when you try to hold it over my head, don't weaponize the shit.
I
'Cause I'ma
think
disarm you.
everybody knows that's wrong. I think that's a general.
That's what I'm trying to
consensus.
get. That's where I was trying to
I
get
mean,
to.
that's-
And you know what?
that's
Even in
general.
that's still not a reason for you to cheat.
I was
It ain't
gonna-
a reason to
I was
cheat.
gonna say, because if she's weaponized, you should still have a conversation.
Right. But I'm saying
No,
everybody
don't ever-
knows, like,
don't ever use that shit. Don't ever, because I'm gonna show you why that's not gonna work.
see,
'Cause I
childish.
can get that shit for somebody else.
Exactly.
Don't ruin that shit.
That's
don't
childish.
ruin sex by using it as like a goal or a gift or a prize and shit.
For
you
at
should
the end
want
of
to
the
have
day,
sex with me
though,
too.
but at the end of the day, though, I feel like only toxic motherfuckers want to have sex with somebody when shit is we funking. Like I'm not into that. Oh, even though we argue, we still be having sex though. Like, nah,
That might be
just
how
don't-
they,
just
how they
don't-
get patched back up.
toxic.
That's makeup sex. Not okay. It's not toxic.
Ain't nobody- I ain't into all of that.
Hold on.
Hold on,
Wait.
Steph.
You gotta
Hold
be
on,
with-
Steph. Hold on,
Wait,
Steph. Hold on.
it's toxic if you do that shit specifically for the makeup sex. If you do that shit because the sex is better then that's bad. But when you, that's toxic. Wait, what?
Listen, you're making some good points. Go ahead. Come
Makeup
on.
sex don't make no sense to me.
Okay.
Sex ain't a gift, but it sure is a apology. It ain't an apology.
It's not
right?
an apology. It's definitely not a fucking apology.
Is it an apology or not?
It's not an apology.
No.
Don't ever use sex as an apology. Don't use it as a prize.
it
Don't use it
an
as a sorry. Don't use it as a thank you.
I
Don't use
knew
it
it
as
was
a
gonna
gift.
get
Don't
here,
use that
yes.
shit at all. You should want to have sex because you want to have sex.
Somebody
Not
was
be-
withholding sex from Photo B, and he don't like it.
I didn't.
He don't like it.
I didn't.
He don't like it because in my situation, it was absolutely being weaponized. 100%.
100% weaponized.
Okay, so let me ask you this: when people are weaponizing the sex, don't you usually weaponize something because you're trying to get back at somebody for something that they did?
Yeah, because I wasn't spending enough time around. I was working and moving, traveling, and again, it's things that you don't know as a young man.
No,
you feel like
yeah.
you're doing
And I'm not
You
saying.
feel like you're doing all the right things,
And I think that's
even the right things. Sometimes you're doing the right things for yourself, but not for your partner.
So why are we not focusing on that?
Because the communication is not there.
No, it's not had nothing to do with communication.
Well, if
Yes,
you
it
don't-
does.
If you don't
No,
know,
no,
you
no,
don't
no,
know.
no.
If you
No.
don't-
Exactly. If you
know.
don't know,
You
you
can't
don't know.
like I said,
How
you
can
can't
fix something you
communicate
don't
what
know?
you don't know.
Exactly.
No.
we not just
What
saying-
I'm saying.
I did not disagree with you ever one time.
I'm talking about Photo B.
No,
I'm
no,
saying you
no.
can't
What I'm
communicate
saying-
what you don't know.
That's the difference between you can't.
At some point, you just have to know right and wrong.
But
And
listen,
weaponizing sex is wrong.
And men,
when it
and
comes
men.
to weaponizing sex, if something's being withheld with us and we don't know that there's an issue,
That's true. A lot of the times,
if there's one side knows, if you know what the issue is but we don't, and you're not telling us, that's weaponizing the shit.
I didn't know.
If there's an issue that none of us know what the issue is,
I really
there needs to have
doubt.
that
Well, I
communication.
won't say.
No,
Usually
because
with-
I didn't know till later on, till maybe like 2 years, 3 years later. Like after we started going through what we gone through, and then I was like, yo, I only did what I did because I need something I'm not getting from you. I don't know what the problem is. The direct response was, how could I want to have sex with someone that I'm not intimate with, that I'm not talking to on the phone all day, that you're always working, right? Now, I could have heard that 2 years earlier, and I could have made adjustments, right? But it wasn't taught to me that way. It was just, I'm putting on this robe, I'm about to put on these jeans, and I'm getting in the bed.
Okay, so we're not going to use your personal experience because everybody's personal experience is different.
No, but I'm just saying.
I
I'm
know.
just going off
But
of,
in
I didn't know.
general, when a woman says, or she does not feel like having sex, or is quote unquote weaponizing it because she doesn't feel intimate, are we really going to sit here and say, in most general cases, that she has not said it along the way?
Thank you. That's
Hey,
what I
can
was
we
about to
spend
say.
time? Hey, you're always busy. Hey, can we go out? Hey, can we go to dinner? Hey, can we do this? And if it's always no,
And
and
this
then
coming from the same niggas that said they ain't making time for bitches.
and then
Wait,
when
who?
and then
You.
wait, hold on.
Wait,
And
wait, wait,
hold on,
what
hold
you
on.
mean?
You
Let me
said
fin-
you
hold
get
on.
in your bag.
Let
You
me
said that.
Let me finish my thought, and then when we come home,
Bitches.
Oh
He
no,
says.
no, no,
And
no,
then
no,
when-
no!
and then-
I'm the
Let
wrong one
these
for that one.
niggas
I'm
go.
I'm the wrong one for that one.
Let me
For the
me
one
fin-
that I fuck
let
with,
me
I
fin-
make time.
Let me finish my thought.
Don't roll the eyes, cause you
Let
don't know what
let
I.
me. Can I
Is
finish
she
my thought?
weaponizing sex?
Can I
No.
finish my
Well,
thought?
what happened with the one that did?
With the one that did,
Uh-oh.
the weaponized sex, I
What
left her.
happened?
I wasn't happy.
But why was she doing it?
Why
We
was
don't want to talk about that.
she didn't talk to me about it? We never talked about it. Our communication wasn't there to have to do that shit. I'm gonna tell you this though. She got mad at me one day because we didn't have sex for 4 weeks. She came to me like, "Have you noticed that?" I'm like, "I did notice." You know why? Because I actually stopped trying. I got tired of trying to have sex.
But that's the other side that I was saying about.
Right. I was tired of
side.
trying to have sex, and you keep telling me no for different reasons and shit. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, all right, fuck it. Whenever you want to have sex, I'll be ready. I'm never going to turn you down. I'm never going to turn you down. So if you want to have sex, we're going to have sex.
So you weaponized it back.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I did not. I did not weaponize sex. I did not try. I didn't tell her. I didn't turn her down. I didn't say you got to do this for us to have sex and shit.
I see.
I say as soon as you want it, you'll get it. I never turned you down if you didn't do anything. We didn't have sex, but you didn't try.
See, niggas that has happened to be feeling passionate about.
Oh
this
yeah,
shit.
I get it.
'Cause-
I get it.
'cause-
because men use sex as validation. I get it. But
Very much so. We don't.
We have to realize
That's
that
why it's a
for
dangerous
women.
game, because everybody doesn't think like
Well,
us.
and then when you think about it, I had to
Don't think
learn
like
this.
us.
Women, foreplay for us starts in the bedroom. Foreplay for women starts way before that.
I'm already,
Way before that.
Do the clap.
I'm already,
Do the-
I'm
the
texting,
clap.
I don't
texting
remember
all
what the
day
clap
like,
is.
man,
Way
your eyes look good this morning when you left for work.
Way
You know, I'm about
before.
to. What you want for dinner? I'm gonna cook dinner tonight. You need that massage when
And,
you get home.
and you can't just come home and just like, okay, let's just get things started. Like again, women have to feel like they want to, and I think if you understand that, and I'm trying to give whoever listens, I'm trying to give y'all some game
Help
because
'em,
I've
help
been
'em.
through it too.
Help the children.
You throughout the week, you need to do some little stuff, some compliments, some flowers, some whatever, and then I'm telling you,
Nigga,
she would
come
be.
home and cook.
She would be yes.
something.
Help her,
Clean the kitchen.
help her with the kids.
Niggas will watch you clean a whole house.
and then want sex afterwards.
Hey, this is. I'm gonna tell you what. That is my.
Your
ace,
knees
that,
is
that
bleeding from
that is
scrubbing
my,
baseboards.
that is my ace in the hole. Y'all get here. It's clean. I cook. I do what I'm supposed to do.
Help
Come
her,
on.
help
I'm-
her,
I
help her
don't
with
need
the
no
kids,
fucking-
do all that. So because
I don't.
then,
Every woman, I feel like, acts of service is real high on their love languages. I feel like for the most part, it's usually always second or third in line.
It took me
You gotta
going
learn
through. It took me going
You
through
gotta
all
learn
the
it.
shit that I went through, and that's why I say like that's why I feel the kind. That's why I feel it because what he's talking about is on the opposite side, right? Well, yes, there's depression and there's issues,
and what he's saying is absolutely valid.
he's 100% correct.
Yeah.
And nobody takes into account the other side of he is. No one takes this time he getting the stare of death. Nobody takes into account that other side, right? Because all I kept seeing is men are selfish for wanting it. But now look at him. Right? Now he's not feeling that validated. Now he's feeling like she's being selfish.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's if there's no communication, that's why the conversation was that's why I didn't want to talk about it in the thing, because it doesn't make any sense to talk about it.
One thing I do want to say is, as women, you should care about your partner too. Because I will not say that I was not going through what I was going through and just
That's a whole message by itself.
not saying nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a lot of my concerns was for my, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not just me. Like, if I was single and I didn't feel like it, oh well.
I'll just
Like,
lay in the bed and chill out.
oh well.
Yeah,
Like, you
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Nice.
It wouldn't matter. So, of course, for me, a lot of my concerns was for my partner,
But
my
that was-
relationship.
but
Like,
that-
we're life partners.
but
So,
that was my
you know what I
point.
mean? I can't be going through something and not include him in what I'm going
But that's
through.
my
So,
my
I
whole
can't- I
point. What
can't
you're
say.
saying is exactly what I've been saying the entire time.
But we're blessed to be self-aware. Everybody is not. And that, you know
That's-
what I mean?
Right. Right. But I feel like if you keep going through this shit, you should probably figure out.
Because there was a
something
time
different.
that, like I said, this is our second time being together. The first time our relationship deteriorated because of I was not self-aware. I did not know what I was going through at the time. And
So it's your fault.
yeah, I mean, it's circumstance. Like when
that
I
on the
first started dealing with anxiety and depression and stuff like that, I didn't know what it was.
Right.
So I couldn't really be like, this is why I feel like this, or this is why I don't want to go nowhere, or whatever.
That's why I feel like people
I
should be
can't tell
slow
it.
to get married, and because there's so much self development that you have to do. Like reading the comments in that post where it was so fucking one sided. It was so crazy to hear somebody call somebody else selfish, and because you're going through something, you are also acting selfishly because you're not having those conversations, you're not communicating. That is also an act of selfishness.
I feel like it's selfish because it's only selfish if you're aware. Like, I know a lot. I know so much about anxiety and depression now that you know what I mean? I could communicate certain
I
things
feel
now.
like-
Before, I couldn't. These things are just happening to me, and I can't
But
really
I feel
say.
like if you're rattling off a list of reasons and you're including those things, then you're aware.
Well, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I said,
Right?
again,
Yeah.
that's
You're
why I
aware.
said we're coming from a place of being self-aware. So we're assuming that we're self-aware. So is our partner.
It
So
is,
that's
but-
where you're selfish because you're aware just like I am.
Facts.
And the way
Facts.
that you're moving.
And that's all I wanted to, that's the only thing that I wanted is that
Understand.
it's not everybody wants to make this shit so cut and dry. and
But
it's
but
not
it
cut
but
and
we
dry.
have to be
What's
honest.
cut and dry is
but
cheating
it
is
is
wrong.
selfish.
Hey,
Cheating is
honestly,
wrong.
honestly,
But it's
That is
Either
cut and
way.
dry.
even if somebody asks you what's wrong, I don't know is an okay answer. I don't know. Just something's off. Something's wrong. I really don't know what it is.
Bro.
Because if you can tell me I don't know what it is, then all right, there is something wrong. We just don't know how to hit
You
the
ever been
nail
in
on
an
the head.
argument where somebody was like, you were like, what's the problem? They just like, nothing, man, and they walk out. That's just the worst feeling.
That's
in the
the
world,
worst.
bro.
But that's why I think that it is selfish, because if somebody's telling you I just don't feel good, and it's still like, well, how come you haven't fulfilled this? How come you haven't done this? Oh, if you don't do this, then I'm gonna go cheat.
I think
You are putting your needs before your partner's needs.
and vice versa.
No.
Yes.
No.
You if we,
So
yes,
then again,
there-
we just said it. So then you would be making somebody do something
I
they
like-
don't want to do.
You know how I like. You know what I like. I really like what she just said, because I've never. You were the first person that said exactly how I, as a man, I would like to feel when you said you knew that you were going through something and you were concerned about his concerns as well. Right? That's not being selfish. If you're concerned about the other person's concerns as well, you guys are gonna come together and fucking figure it out. You can't just be like, I don't feel good today, so yada yada yada, without having the conversation. That is in itself being selfish, bro.
No.
you
Whether
should
agree
you
or
should
not.
you
How
know
is that
I
being-
feel, no, you should care how what is going on with you affects your
Right, because
No,
it changes,
absolutely.
because,
because
it changes
how
the
I
whole
spend
relationship.
everything,
It
how I
changes
spend my
the whole
money, how I
relationship.
whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I know for me with anxiety makes you very irritable, so I'm very cognizant of that. You know what I'm saying? And I know that's something that could affect my spouse. Like, you know what I'm saying? I should care about that, not just being like, well, I have anxiety, so oh well.
You can't do
Right.
that.
That's just, no, I can't do that.
But that's not what I'm saying. Though. What I'm saying
That's childish.
is
And
in
that's
that
selfish.
scenario, for then you to say, if your spouse is not saying that they do not feel good, for them to not say, well, I don't want to have sex tonight because I don't feel good, that's not selfish. That's just being honest. For
Right.
then,
There takes a time before it becomes selfish. You're right. There is a time
so
where you're
I'm talking about
honest.
that scenario. But then for
Right.
you to say, but you still can't give me something tonight.
No,
It's
I feel
been
like
2
that's
weeks.
selfish. I
Oh,
feel
and
like
if you
that's
don't,
selfish.
and if you don't do this, then I'm gonna go cheat.
Yeah, I feel
that's
like
you putting
Right.
your needs before your
I
partner's
feel
needs.
like I feel like
Definitely.
I don't feel like
and then
I don't
and
feel
then
good, two different
and then what's going to end up happening? Then it's going to be longer for you pretend you have sex.
But
Because they can't trust you.
I understand. I understand what you're saying in a 2-week time span or whatever. But at some point, the conversation has to happen that, yo, I've been out here for 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. We need to find some solutions. And you can't just keep saying, I don't feel good. I don't feel good. You got to start going to do the work about it. Because now you're just like, well, now you just keep pressuring me for sex. But yeah, we've had sex one time in 5 months. How can we fix this? If we're not doing that, then
but why
does
can't
become-
that
it does become
conversation
selfish.
also be? I recognize that there's something going on with you.
Because
Can we?
Stephanie just told us, like I just told us a million times, that everybody is not mature enough and aware enough to have those conversations.
So then,
as
why
men.
is the onus on the woman to then have that
No one's
conversation?
saying the onus is just
you
on
just
the woman.
did.
I'm not just saying the onus is on the woman. I'm saying that first off, any type of cheating is not validated. So
Correct.
that's it.
Right.
So
but what we're saying is, if the woman does not explain further, then she is selfish for not having sex with the husband. Instead of saying
I
the
feel
husband
like-
should say,
I feel
"Hey, I
like-
recognize there's something going on, and I'm going to be here
I'm
with
not,
the."
but you said we're not talking about husbands and wives.
We are
I feel like
Significant others.
significant. It's the same thing.
No,
I feel like
Well, no, it's the same thing
I feel
because
like it's a different commitment when you are
it
married.
is a different commitment. But what
It
I'm
is.
saying is the same conversation.
It is.
It's the same conversation.
still-
Because if not, then
I-
leave.
I still
but then
feel
y'all
like- I
saying
still feel
don't
like-
leave because
I
it's not
still-
that easy.
I still feel.
Well, that's
like,
the selfish part because you know you still want.
well, I guess
that person,
I guess
but
because
you
naturally we
still
want to
want
talk
what you
about
need.
marriage.
Well, if you say significant others, then leave.
You can still be building with somebody at that point, bro. You could already be entrenched.
So then
in
the
that.
conversations is the same.
It is because that's where it becomes selfish because I want
I'm not
I
saying
want
that
this
niggas ain't
person,
selfish. I'm
but
not
I
saying
want
that.
I want what I want too.
I'm not
Yes.
saying that
That's
niggas. I'm
better
not saying that
selfish.
niggas aren't selfish. I'm saying that at some point, if we're recognizing that shit is fucked up and we're not working on it, I feel like that is inherently selfish as well as the other
I
person.
don't think it's selfish.
Is
though.
it selfish? Well, I mean, is it
Is
valid
it
for
selfish if somebody's going through a depression?
is it valid for a woman to cheat
you-
if the sex ain't good and
Yeah.
she's not fully fulfilled? Because
It's-
70% of women don't have orgasms.
It's not valid, but
so
I can
a
understand.
lot of women should be cheating.
understand.
'Cause
Come
70%
on.
of women
It's not a good
don't
reason.
have
It's not-
orgasms.
right. So it's not.
So
Here we go, Steph, with the
I'm
stats.
just
Come
saying
on,
what the
Steph, tell
stats.
the truth.
If 70%
Tell
of
the
women
truth.
don't have orgasms from vaginal
And
penetration,
80% of them.
I
cheating.
feel like would that be a valid reason to go cheat because you're not getting what you need?
Absolutely not.
but they do it anyway.
I mean, because y'all saying, well, if I'm not, I mean, I could communicate all I want and still not be,
Fulfilled.
and that's a very high number.
Like I said,
There's no, to me, if you are in a relationship, if you are in whether significant other or married, there is no valid reason for you to cheat.
we all agree on that.
Okay.
But now we're talking about the psychology of why people do.
Yeah. And it's trash. However you want to put it.
Hey, I don't care how you dress it up, it's still trash.
I'm not saying that I wasn't.
I'm saying
I'm not
leave.
saying that I wasn't trash.
Then leave.
I got,
Well, I was
I got
married,
reasons why I did a lot of things. Don't matter.
Yeah. Anytime I cheated,
Y'all
whatever,
got
it was
fucked.
trash.
What do you got to say?
It was
I can see
it
all
was
over
always
your
from a
face.
it was always from a selfish
Huh?
point.
Oh, I'm not married.
It's not
Don't,
even
it
about
don't have to
being
be married.
It's about-
If you're not married, to me, if you're not married, then you have a valid out, and that's leaving.
is it cheating if you're not married?
Yes. If you are in a committed
cheating.
relationship, it's cheating.
It's still cheating. I'm still standing with you when it comes to like why people stay in a relationship even
I
when they
stand
cheat.
with Rajeo.
As you should, fam. As you should.
Like,
Give him some applause, bro.
That's a valid reason to stay.
It is.
That's a valid reason to stay.
That's not a valid reason.
Yes,
To
it
stay,
is.
yes, it
Just
is.
because you don't
Yes,
feel like
it
it
is.
doesn't mean that niggas
It's a
don't do it every
valid
day.
reason to stay.
Just because niggas do it don't mean it's valid.
Just because you don't feel like it's valid doesn't mean it's valid.
I'm not saying
You
it's a
guys
valid
always
reason
say
to
what's
cheat.
valid is because what niggas do.
I'm not saying it's a valid reason to cheat.
it's
I'm saying
it's
there's
a
a valid
reality.
reason to stay.
So to stay and be selfish, but then you stay in a relationship and go cheat on your person that you're in a relationship with somebody else.
Yeah, man, it happens, bro. People forgive.
But it's not valid.
No one said cheating.
We're not talking about the cheating part.
But
We're
if
talking
the
about the
shoe
staying
was
part.
on the other
To stay
foot.
I've
because
been
you
cheated
hold
on
on.
and stay- and I
So
stayed.
hold on. So maybe I'm
I've done that
misunderstanding.
before.
You're saying the valid reason to stay is because you built something with that person.
Or you
Yes.
or you genuinely love them or whatever.
Yeah, who's saying that that's not a valid reason? I'm saying
That's
it's not
what-
a valid
No,
reason.
that's a valid
It's not a
reason.
valid reason to stay and cheat.
It's a
No,
valid
to stay
reason
and
to
continue
not
to
cheat.
Right, to continue.
If you
I'm not
built
saying like,
something
oh,
with
that's a reason
somebody,
to
it's a
continue
valid
to cheat.
reason.
No,
Not
no.
cheat.
If you're a serial cheater, you're just trash.
Yeah, it's different.
Well, one time is bad.
Yeah, one time is bad. No one's disagreeing.
So what is
with
the
you.
argument?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Next case.
Yes, please. I don't understand what the
You
argument
niggas
is.
get on my fucking nerves.
Who get on your fucking
All
nerves?
y'all.
Nigga.
Nigga.
With your cheating ass.
So it's y'all funky this week.
Nah, we don't. It's not
Ain't
really
me.
funky.
We ain't
He
funky.
got that fucking bandana on and think he
We
got the
ain't-
juice.
We ain't fucking. He was on the page trying to cap for all the niggas that wanted to cheat. Now he
Nah,
want to
nigga,
change his
I've
tune.
I'm never capping for nobody who's cheating, but I understand. I got to pee too myself.
Man, we ain't got to nothing.
No, we gonna just get to the
Hey, did you see the nigga come in here and look at us?
to the Swizz and
Oh, I'll
Swizz
tell
and
you what he said.
Swizz and
He
Timbaland.
text you.
We gonna get to the Swizz and Timbaland. We gonna have to cut this a little short.
Wait,
All right,
what's the other ones?
The other ones we want to talk about was a stimulus with Moneybag Joe. I don't think we need to talk about that. We all got our stimmies, or stimmies on the way.
I was about to say, don't speak for yourself, brother.
he
And
buy
let
his-
me, let
he
me
buy-
hold something.
Stimmies is on the
He
way.
bought himself a new bandana.
I was
and a
gonna wear.
Tupac
I was gonna wear my mink.
t-shirt. Hey, we just gonna open up your LLC and buy
I
a
was gonna.
camel.
I was gonna
buy a camel.
What
and
y'all
invest.
doing with y'all stimmy?
saving it.
Yeah, I'm about to throw mine in the market.
Well, I got to get my backyard done.
I was about to say, I'm getting
Yo,
I'm
I'm
getting my
investing in
floors
it now.
done.
What are you doing? What are you doing to it?
Just concrete, just some grass, and just little
Landscaping.
fire pit, little barbecue
Little
pit.
sit. Okay,
Yeah.
we gonna be out
Hit
there
your boy
kicking
up,
it.
bro.
All
you know
investment.
I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? I got you, fam.
You too busy.
Come on, fool.
Nah,
Now
I
we
do
talking
a
about what we gonna do with our
I do a little
stimmies.
side job for you, bro. And you know,
I might buy a new camera for my
I'll
stimmy.
partake in.
See, I think we're all investing.
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
getting my
partake in
floors
your-
done.
Yeah, see?
in my
Because
kitchen.
look, I got a.
I'm about to put my house on the market. I got a little bit of and Mr. Joe Biden's gonna pay for the rest of the repairs.
Investing. See?
Yeah, I'm looking at buying a new camera for photos.
Oh, and
stuff.
I'm gonna pay my
So
taxes.
right now I'm
my
renting
house.
out one, seeing if I like it.
What I don't like what y'all niggas is doing, and we gonna get to the next topic. Stop telling other niggas what to do with their money.
Stop.
Golly, that's so annoying.
Because
You
if
know
they
what?
want to buy crab and lobster and shrimp legs, nigga, let them.
You don't want nobody to get
And
an
wait,
LLC
so-
and get an LLC, invest in cryptocurrency, pay
camel.
out their
But-
mortgage.
But ain't there a
And
cap?
put, like,
And
half
it's
the
for
savings.
it's for a family of 4, right?
You know what? I don't know what the cap is.
I believe the cap
I
is
should-
a
I knew
family
I
of
should've
4. So
adopted
if
me
it's
some
2
fucking
parents
kids.
and then 2 kids, that's what you get the money for. But people up here like, I got 6 kids, I'm finna get cashed out. Like, bro, did you even read?
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's a cap. You don't get it for
bands.
every kid. You only get it for a
For
family
four,
of
up to four.
4.
That's 8.4 bands. Go ahead.
So
I'm like,
then these niggas gonna let somebody else claim
they
the kids.
they got the picture of them and their family. They got 1,400 on every kid. I'm like, y'all niggas didn't even
Look, if
y'all
you
didn't even
got-
read the
if you got
goddamn
over,
shit.
if you got over 6, donate them kids.
Like, bro, you didn't even read the damn package. It said
Stop
up
being
to a
selfish. You
family
ain't
of
getting no money
4.
without that. Let the money grow.
But
Money bag Joe.
but you do get
the earned income credit.
no, you get the
The
child
child
care.
tax.
The
Child tax.
yeah, you get the
yeah.
child care if your kid is going to school at home and they under 16.
And I think it's up to 3,600, something like that. So
Yeah, so that's the thing. But people was putting 1,400 on all 8 of their kids, and I'm like, bruh, it don't work like that. But y'all got it. And then they want to make comments talking about Team No Kids is real quiet. So is our houses.
House quiet as hell.
so was the houses. That's hella
Like,
funny.
you hear that? You hear that? No kids.
No kids
Can you do that at your home?
on our
Oh
nice
my
white furniture.
Right. You feel me?
Ain't no toys laying around.
Stepping on Legos and shit.
All right. Man,
All right.
This is the latest that we've ever done at Internet Wins Again.
So what we getting on? Swiss?
Internet wins again. Yeah,
Let's
we
go.
gonna talk about Swizzy and Timbo
Selling verses.
selling verses.
So yeah, I heard y'all feel a way about that.
You know what? Just like I said, I reserve the right to change my mind. I was conflicted, but I did some researching. I will give my answer after we give the news. So news is that Swizz and Timbaland sold Verzuz to Triller, the video app, and they had been holding the Verzuz for a while. They have been telling us that they have been getting a lot of offers. They've been turning the offers down because they wanted to keep it as organic as possible. So a lot of people were shocked because of it. You had some people that agreed with it, and some people that were happy because they are expanding and growing, and you had some people that were upset because they felt like that they were selling out. So I wanted to play a clip, but before we play the clip, how do we feel? Do we feel that they sold out, or are we happy for them selling Verzuz?
I was really shocked that you had posted what they had said before.
The last year, yep. Mm-hmm.
And I was really shocked that you did that because you are such a proponent for growth and being able to change your mind.
Well, you're going to love what I say after I play the clip.
Because I was like, wow, he really just going to bring up some old shit?
Yeah.
Like they can't change their mind?
You did pull a Steph Dot and pull them receipts up real
I
fast.
did pull the receipts. I did. Because
He pulled the receipts,
because
boy.
when you promote a platform as if it is going to be organic, and then you kind of do what I perceived as a switch, then I think it does come across as disingenuous. But again, that was when it first was announced, there wasn't really much detail. I have a little bit more detail now.
I feel like I didn't understand why everybody was complaining, the sound, the audio, the this, the that, and then as soon as they try to elevate it, it's like, oh, nah, no, now y'all selling out. Now it's supposed to be organic. Well, do you want it to stay organic and raggedy, or do you want it
Right.
like, I don't know. I didn't see nothing wrong with it as far as like, I know how business deals work. So, you know what I'm saying? I trusted the fact that they said that they wanted to keep it organic, and they've turned down so many offers that obviously this must be, you know what I mean?
A deal that was beneficial.
Beneficial.
Okay.
And I want to see it grow. We need to be able to see each other grow. I see it a lot with hair brands once they, get bought out or whatever, and people just assume like, oh, it ain't black owned no more. Like,
Yeah.
nah.
Yeah.
Most of the time, the investors is not gonna be black.
Right.
We ain't in that position at this point right now.
Right.
I just want to know what Triller has in mind. Because I feel like nobody's really been doing too many Triller since TikTok and Instagram doing the reels. So Triller has been on the back burner.
Yeah.
So now that they want to, get Verzuz, like, okay,
Well,
what's the idea?
They,
What's
This
the
they
plan?
opportunity.
They need versus energy to stay alive.
Well, they supported that fight between Nate Robinson and what's
they
it called,
sure
right?
did.
Oh yeah, huh?
That was their
Okay.
that was their
'cause-
event.
Well,
It sure was.
Triller's got multiple partners. Snoop Dogg and a whole bunch of people own
Yeah.
portions of Triller. There's a lot of black people that own Triller.
Yeah.
So for it to be Triller, I feel like it's okay. I do feel like for a brand as big as that Triller is, that is owned by a lot of black people, prominent black people. I think that if you are gonna sell, that's the people to sell to.
Yeah.
I think those are the people that are gonna expand your platform.
And stay true.
Because they are also people who are embedded and from the culture. You know what I mean? So I think that as long as, man, they keep giving us Nate Robinson moments, man, we're gonna be all right. And I think that it also depends on how they're set up. Are they gonna be on the board? Are they gonna have creative control? I think that Triller provides a platform where they're gonna be able to get more mainstream, up to date current artists. I think they'll be. I just think that overall, I think that if you're gonna do bigger business on a grandiose, I feel like you do it with the black owned. Well, most of it is black owned, so I'm okay. I'm okay with it. Plus, the verses were getting boring. When you got D'Angelo and friends,
They definitely. I feel like
fucking-
they were definitely at a crossroads where they had to figure something out because it was about to start dying.
Yeah.
when they start saying Timbo versus Swizz Part 2,
Part two, I'm like,
That's-
oh,
shit.
man.
Well,
Yeah.
I agree with that because when they first did it, it wasn't as big, and now for the anniversary, I think that was
Oh
a good
yeah,
way to do it.
but I still feel like.
But
it
I understand
was-
what you're saying.
After that, D'Angelo, I didn't even watch it.
Why we were
I
in the
did.
I
we were in
tuned
the
in.
nation.
That's the first one I didn't. Well,
We were in the nation. I looked on it, and Method Man and Redman were walking around in the background. I was like, I don't.
that's the first one I didn't watch. So they definitely was at
And
a
I like
crossroads.
both of them.
I tuned in, then I tuned back out. It just wasn't my vibe. It just wasn't my vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just feel like they're not bringing anybody.
So
interesting
what do you
enough
think
that
now?
Want to watch?
So
Because I was for sure you were gonna come in here and clown
yeah,
me
I
too.
was. Let me play my. I'll say my thoughts and then I'll play the clip. So doing the research on it because I wasn't too sure how the business deal was. The way, and this is why I don't like media outlets because of how they report it. It wasn't necessary. Like they reported it as if they sold it, which you see it. That's all the highlight that was sold. It was more of a partnership, and that's what I was more
Concerned about more.
I was more concerned
Well, 'cause
about
that's
was
what you
that
would want for us, honestly.
right?
Yeah.
So they partnered with them, and basically they did sell it, but they became stakeholders in Triller themselves.
Nice.
And then what they also did was the 43 artists that performed on Verzuz all became shareholders in Triller as well.
Nice.
So at first they were going to just give them the straight up money, but then Swizz and Tim Best said no, because they helped us grow the platform. We want to bring them along as investors or as owners of the company as well.
43 because D'Angelo was by himself with friends.
I think so. So
or like when they did the groups.
So, and then along with that, because they are owners of Triller, obviously, then they are owners of Verzuz. So they still own the platform, and they are managers or they oversee the actual platform itself. So, and like what Rajeo said, the majority of the people that are owners of Triller, they have the biggest minority owner stake out of any other company.
Out of the
So
zone and
it's all creators, it's all people from the culture. So I'll let them speak for it because they can obviously go through the details a bit more. But hearing that made me feel a lot better about Verzuz in general. It sounded like they just sold it and they were going to just be quote unquote managers.
Yeah.
And I know how usually that works.
Yeah.
Same thing with Nick Cannon. You create something, then you are put as an overseer. But at some point in time, then you get bought out or you get pushed out. And you don't have no say-so in how it goes further.
Hey, didn't they get mad because he apologized and actually finally got Wild 'N Out back?
Yeah.
We don't know to what extent he got it back. What is getting back?
But
Do
we
you
know he-
own it? Or are you just still back a part of it?
hair essentials.
Thank you.
Because if somebody can push you out and can bring you back in, it sounds like they still
They
have
can
ownership.
push you out again.
Exactly.
So,
Come on, Nickelodeon, let's get it together, baby.
all right, let's go ahead and play this clip, and then we'll go ahead and respond, and then we'll get to the trash as fuck.
Are we gonna make it for D'Angelo? Oh, we gonna make it. Come on, man. Look at us, team scheming. Oh man,
I feel like this podcast gonna have clips.
I feel like I was bouncing like this. When I start getting my fighters bouncing, nigga. It's usually Steph's fault.
I don't be doing that.
It usually Steph be the one that be getting
I
me
said
lit.
I was like, I ain't arguing with nobody. I'm just gonna
Not
be
today, she said.
not
She said,
today. Y'all ain't getting my blood pressure up.
If you get your
I
heart
felt hella
palpitations,
active.
you get some cardio going.
I felt hella active today.
Yeah, he kind of been a little.
Photo
bit
B
active
was
there.
triggered.
Yeah, he was.
He was triggered.
No, well, because he's still dealing with the hurt of that last situation.
Clearly.
He's he's still like, let me see that. Look, I need to see her walking down the street and get sex immediately, or I'm still mad.
No, because when she was out here last time, I didn't even try.
Oh.
I thought you was
just
talking to
told me who
somebody
it
now.
was.
Huh?
You said you're talking to somebody
You
now.
hear me?
Yeah.
I said you just told me who it was. It makes sense.
So why would you try to have sex with somebody else while they out here if you talking to somebody else?
Because we're not exclusive.
Polygamy B strikes again.
Do you hear this?
Hey, can I get some? Can I get some of that?
Hold on.
That's so trifling.
How's it trifling? If she knows that I'm not.
Big show. Now it's the biggest show.
The biggest show.
Yo, Timbo the King, how does it feel to create something out of love of music? You two battled each other. Swizz is one of my best friends. You're one of my best friends. I was nervous for both of y'all. It turned into this mega thing called Verzuz. Now, today, you announced a big move, and break it down to us so we could all know, how did you make this move? Because a lot of people, I heard the number was 400 million. They was offering you all type of shit. And you guys refused because you wanted everybody to eat. Can you break this down to us?
Break it down, brother Swizz. Break it down, brother Smith.
He's talking to you, Tim.
Hey, brother. Hey, Joe. It's just I'm just a given person, brother. I think it's only right. You know, it's like I want. You know, I like to. I told Swizz, and me and Swizz was talking like we wanted to be just disruptive. I was like, everybody help us build this. We got to give back. We can't just take this ride by ourselves. We got to give back to the people who took the ride with us.
So I'm not gonna lie. I draw the line between media and friendship and brotherhood. Swizz called me last week and told me to play, right? Pound for pound. I never told nobody to play. They think I talk too much, but I don't tell what we're supposed to tell. So Swizz says, look, man, Joe, me and Tim, we couldn't sleep. Some very good people offered us the most money we ever thought in our life. But we wanted to share this with the other artists and the culture. And so you gave equity, meaning ownership, to all the artists that participated in Verzuz till now. Is this true?
Facts.
Facts.
And not only that, you know, what people got to understand is that, you know, this took some time to get it to this particular place, because me and Tim could have been took the money and nobody would have even known. We could have been took the money, but our spirit and our zone, it just didn't feel right. And that's when I gave you that call. I was like, yo, this don't feel right. And then we came up with this way, which is the real way. And that's what we're supposed to do. You know, it's what we're supposed to do, because there's so many platforms out there that get built by us. And then when it's time to get to the next level, we're not a part of it. You understand? And everybody felt like they got paid from Verzuz in some type of way, but that still wasn't enough, because there's enough for everybody. And we want ownership from other people, but we don't give ownership to each other. We want respect from other people, but we don't give respect to each other. And the artists shouldn't have to ask for this. They shouldn't have to see this announcement and then be like, man, I wonder why they ain't do this, or why wouldn't they think of doing that? Wasn't that supposed to be for the culture? You know, so, you know, but us going to Triller was something special to us, because now Triller is the biggest. Triller, let me tell you something.
Break it down.
I
Swizz.
love
Break it down,
Triller.
brother Swizz.
You know,
Break it
I
Yeah.
love Triller. Why ain't Fat Joe
Fat Joe's
screaming
so-
like
he's
that?
so extra,
Well,
bro.
because he was included in the ownership,
Oh, okay.
because he's been one of the bigger supporters of the platform this
He
far.
loud as hell.
So, that is what that's why even on this platform we said we will be partners. We are not selling anything, because we still have to have ownership. And I think one of the bigger conversations that comes up with this is, as black people and black entrepreneurs or black people who own stuff, is we have this unfair expectation of people who own, black people who own something, and we want them to be so pro-black or so down for the cause that when they start scaling it or when they start getting bigger, that we feel some kind of way, because we feel like that they are then selling out. At some point, any business is going to want to scale. Any business is going to want to get bigger.
That's the point.
So
the reason you build it.
that's the whole point of the business. So we cannot. It does not always have to be something where you trade off authenticity for growing. And nobody else is held to that standard. White entrepreneurs are not held to that standard. Asian entrepreneurs are not held to that standard. Mexicans are not held to that standard. And I feel like maybe it's because we have so little that we feel like that we just hold on and we have an affirmity for every black business that we have. But we should be honoring and respecting of it. But that also means that when you do sell or when you do scale or get bigger, you still should have ownership, and like how they did it, bring some other entrepreneurs or black people along the way with it. If we help build your business and then you sell it to another community, we are going to feel some kind of way.
Right.
So there is a different way of doing it. So I love the way that Swizz and Tim did it, because it shows that you can do it a different way. The same way that Jay-Z, when he sold Tidal, and Rihanna got a cut, Nicki Minaj got a cut, Beyonce got, they all got a
everybody.
cut. So that is the way to do it, is to include your brothers and sisters in the business. So that way, if you do win, then we all win. It doesn't always have to be a play of everything that we build for the culture then gets sold to the white person.
But I think the difference is that the whole everybody wants to be self-made. I did it on my own. I got here on my own, and now I get to stun on all my people. That's usually what ends up happening. Like, and that's usually what people is like. You know, you see it all the time with the whole, you know, didn't know. I'm like, people is supporting you. You black. It ain't the white people. It's us. So you could claim you ain't got no support or whatever, or people ain't in your corner, but we are. And I feel like people need to get out that self-made mindset of thinking that they got to get to the top by themselves.
Yeah, I agree. Any other thoughts?
Nah, nigga,
Nah,
this is fucking beautiful. Ain't nothing fucking debate here.
You said it
No,
right.
no, there's no debate. I'm saying just thoughts. Just thoughts on how they moved.
I think it's ingenious. I think it's the way you're supposed to.
I think it's a good example.
I think it set a really good example.
Good new precedent.
Yes.
As long as people see it as such, versus
Now, if we can help some of these people who aren't famous.
Well, if you do the research and you find it, then yes.
Yeah.
I don't like the way. Again, that's why I say again, I don't like the way that the media spun it. They said they sold it.
Yep.
No, they're owners.
Well, again,
Well, that's
you know
people
how
ain't gonna click if you say they partnered.
Yeah, well, you gotta propagandize.
You hear the real.
fucking.
You ain't
You
gonna
hear
get no
the real
clicks.
story here on the Reverb Experiment. They did not sell it. They parlayed it into ownership,
Yeah.
Yeah, but
and that's what it should be.
But again, they spin them stories like that because they want people to click,
They want
clickbait.
clicks.
or honestly don't even care. Just share it because they know people just gonna share the headline.
They ain't
They
fucking
ain't even reading it.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee in the actual article they probably said that.
They might have.
They probably said it, but people don't actually read the articles.
And when they open up the IPO or when they start trading, I will be investing.
Let's go.
I'll be
Exactly.
investing.
That's exactly what I was doing while we were listening to episode.
Yeah, I think they're gonna go to IPO first, and then they'll be trading. But I'll be investing.
I would love to IPO with these guys.
Yeah, that's integrity to me, and I can invest in integrity. I think that was dope.
And we invest in a whole bunch of bullshit as it is now.
Right.
Because I'm eating out here.
All right, we were gonna talk about the royal family drama.
Nah, we gotta let.
I think
gotta
we'll
let
save
Steph
that.
got neck,
I
get
think
outta
that we'll
here.
save that for a different time because this is seems
We
like
could
it's
do a
gonna
special live.
Yeah, and I think it'll be an ongoing story.
Oh,
I
definitely.
don't think it's
for
going to be end
sure.
of it. So
Some
I'm
more
sure
stuff gonna come out.
there'll be other possibilities to talk about that. So we are going to get to
The trash.
The
ass
trash.
Fuck.
That's easy.
Yeah, this is.
you have to turn it down
I'm
the
gonna have
mix.
to edit that,
Turn that down in the
fam.
mix.
Fam. A little bit more, fam.
This
There
might
you
be
go.
the easiest one ever.
Well,
Oh, there was a lot of.
Who is it?
Well, after talking today,
Go ahead.
Neo might.
My
have been on that
trash
list.
is. You go, see, you want to bury him for his past. My trash as fuck is pretty simple, man. It's Tim Scott.
What'd he do?
He's a black senator, right?
Mm-hmm.
He created something called woke supremacy.
Do we need to play the clip?
Yeah, you can. You can.
Trash.
Anyway, while he's pulling up the clip, no, let's just listen to the clip first.
I got it right here.
Yeah.
And then there's Tim Scott. Tim Scott is the only black Republican in the Senate, telling Fox News, of course Fox News,
Of course, Fox News.
that what he calls woke supremacy is as bad as white supremacy.
Woke supremacy is as bad as white supremacy.
Does anybody know what woke supremacy is?
By serious or just
Yo,
Wait, is that a real question?
Are you saying
Hey,
like
remember we
the
had
definition or for what it really is?
remember we had this conversation about black supremacy.
Yeah.
This
With,
is even,
who was that? Terry Crews?
With
Yeah.
Terry Crews. Remember,
Terry
this
Crews.
is he might be dumber than Terry Crews.
Might.
Yeah, he might. Terry, we'll wait
Nah,
on
Terry Crews was saying a lot of dumb shit.
I'm pretty sure Terry Crews is gonna get some Coon Award this year. He's gonna get trash as fuck at least once this year. But the idea that being woke is similar to being a white supremacist, cross burning, black killing, segregating. We kill you, but there's nothing you can do about it because we're the police. Actually, we started a slave wranglers. There's a lot of fucking things you can say about white supremacy, I haven't seen woke supremacy stop niggas from going to college or getting an education. Woke supremacy does not redline. Woke supremacy doesn't prevent you from getting a fucking loan. Woke supremacy doesn't have people raiding the offices because you didn't get your electoral vote. Woke supremacy is not trying to build a wall to keep Mexicans out while also fleeing to Mexico when you have Arctic freezes in your backyard.
Nope.
I don't even know what woke supremacy is.
So woke supremacy is the woke community that thinks they're better than everybody else.
Woke
That's
supremacy,
literally it.
Woke supremacy would be like my awakening was supremely better than yours.
Like, what are we? What
I woke up happy.
What is wokeness doing to stop white people from existing?
Only thing woke supremacists have done is block the freeway.
I mean, come on.
They
like,
caused a traffic jam.
Okay.
Woke. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing to hear the amount of coonery in the conversation. Like, how did he not grow up with black people, or did he not grow up with white people?
I'm amazed.
He grew up with white people.
Of course he did. He got
evidently.
That nigga has a Klan hood in his closet right now.
Sheesh.
For sure,
He's
bro.
he's the that one dude.
Bigsby, Clayton Bigsby.
Yep, there we go, Clayton Bigsby.
Goddamn niggers.
Black Klansman. He woke up and broke up he had a divorce with his wife.
You have to
Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah, that's
for
exactly what I
sure.
was gonna say.
Uncle
He's
Ruckus, for
definitely
sure.
why y'all breathing up all the white man's good air. Like woke supremacy, bro.
That's
Niggas make up. It always makes me sad to hear how much niggas will go against niggas to have validation from white people. Now, I love my white friends. I love my white people to death. But those are my friends that also acknowledge that we have white supremacy and that we have a problem. And there are people that have died behind the idea that white people are superior to the rest of the world. Woke supremacists never had fucking slaves. They didn't make Asians build underground railroads for minimum wage. I don't know what to say, bro. Anyway.
Boom.
It's
That's what you
That's
say.
all we need to say.
Is he worse than Lil Wayne?
Yeah.
Is he worse?
I'll put them in the same category.
You know what I'm saying? Okay.
I knew he would.
No, I think I will put him Tim Scott worse than Lil Wayne.
You would put him worse than Lil Wayne?
Yeah, because he's actually in a position of like real power.
Not even that. Not
You
even
know
just
what I'm
that.
saying?
Not even just that. But he's equating it.
So
He's
and this
equating.
and this is funny because we talked about this earlier. We actually could have combined both together, and then we'll end the show. So it says that the latest outrage against cancel culture, which conservatives use as an example of the left and wokeness going too far, was the decision to stop the publication of 6 books by Dr. Seuss, which was made by a company founded by the author's own family because they contain racist and offensive racist imagery. So according to the listing on Urban Dictionary, woke supremacy is the belief that woke people are superior to those of all other races, especially the black race, and should therefore dominate society.
Is woke a race?
So where did that come?
Is woke a race?
Yup.
How can wokeism be superior to all other races?
They also are a branch of neo-Marxism, communism, democratic socialism, and fascism. The entry said woke supremacists are also trying to find a final solution, a term used by Nazis in their plans to eradicate the Jews, to try to seek and destroy culture while wishing to eradicate all that are non-woke dissent. So they look at cancel culture as an extension of woke supremacy of trying to destroy their culture. If your culture is racist imagery, then yes, we are.
Sorry.
What if your culture is the Confederate flag? Yep. If your culture is racist statues that were held because they were generals in the Civil War that were trying to fight for slavery, then you're damn right.
Yeah, there's a point, but it's a very extreme point that they took.
First off, whoever wrote that was white. So
that's
all I have to say about that.
Well, they might have just been trying to report on it. I don't know if they were white or not. But what's funny is we saw this after Obama, that when it's like a pendulum. When it goes left, then there's going to be a strong response. There's going to be a strong response to go right. So what I'm anticipating is, and mark this down, we're going to have to mark this down on an episode or whatever, 2024, there will be a huge response in the elections from right-wing Republicans and whatever.
Damn.
That was the alarm just to mark
That's-
that this is what I'm saying.
That's $10.
Oh, that was
That was the mark.
That's coming out your check.
$10. That's your
not mine.
check.
But
Put in the
we
offer.
we have to be prepared for that. That they feel like that, and when there's progression, that we are taking away from their culture.
and that's sad. That's
It is sad.
Yes. I do see how the slight correlation is when it comes to how let's go with war. War, winners of the war used to try to erase history from different cultures and shit. Right? So yeah, I could see how they would try to equate that, but it's definitely dumbass far out. Dumbass extreme.
It's stupid.
Wokeism is trash.
Wokeism is trash. So with that being said, we are going to go ahead and wrap up the episode. We appreciate everybody for listening. Appreciate everybody for watching.
Yeah.
Make sure that you guys have subscribed, followed, liked, shared. Please connect with us so we can hear what you guys, you guys' thoughts on the episode, your guys' comments, all that kind of stuff. We love to interact with the guests. We love interacting with everybody that has been listening. We are hoping that maybe we can do a little Reverb barbecue this year. If everything starts clearing up, you know what I'm saying?
A Reverb movie day, some ice skating maybe, some roller. Ooh,
Some
roller skating.
That'd be dope. So just make sure that you follow the Instagram, follow the Facebook. If we have any events or anything coming up, we will let you guys know.
Reverb sock hop.
And again, we just would love to hear from you guys. So either email us at the reverbexperiment@gmail.com or Facebook and Instagram. So we are going to go ahead and sign out. And, man, go ahead and get your stimmy on.
go. We out.
Peace.